amazing, aren't they? What amazing creatures, you know. Any entities here? Oh, hello, and welcome to Dogman Teepee Hunting. And if you're listening to this, it'll be on the Interdimensional Voyagers podcast. I hope you're all hot enough and had a great week. Just want to say thank you to Kate and to Dawn as well for doing the moderation on the chat. And yeah, everyone that's joined, let's have a little look at the chat and see what's going on. Oh, Stu, hello, mate. You all right? We've got from Paranormal Walks. Excellent guy. Check him out. Really nice guy as well. Really nice guy. Let's have a look. Yep, Donia. Hey, hope you're doing well. I saw you live the other day, mate. And it was quite good, you know. Just nice. It's a nice, relaxing. It's going out with you on a dog trot is lovely. It's quite relaxing, and also seeing a bit of Canuck. You know, love seeing a bit of Canuck. Yeah, can't get enough. Well, I'm going to bring on co-host. You know him, you love him. It is Mr. Colin Keelty. Hello. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
I'll move us over because there we go. Because I've got the comments up on the screen, so
Okay,
I'm going to take that banner down as well. Let's have a look. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, busy week again, but I need to get to them woods. Had a look. It's not feasible to put cameras up, to be honest. Right. I invited down because a follower of mine. It's the only one I've got, but I went down to have a look at the woods because they own the land, and it's just not feasible, which is a shame, really.
That is a shame.
They have seen things that they can't explain. Seen the big cat, because of the nature of the land, and it's has a lot of children activity. Obviously, I can't film kids, so I can't put cameras up. I could on a night, but I'd have to go back early hours and pick them up, which is just pointless, really, Phil. So anyway,
okay.
Well, was the week.
What about okay? Yeah. What about you know, school holidays coming up soon? Is that going to be more busier? I suppose it'll be busier there, won't it?
Yeah, I don't know really. That's what I meant to ask. I'm still in touch, so I'm going to ask what happens. Is there an after school club? Or does it totally shut down? If it does, I'll bang some cameras up.
Yeah, no, it'd be good if you could, because
it would be actually. Because I'm always looking for new locations. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And listen, I just want to thank you very much for donating to you know, when you donated. I've got a new microphone, okay, and it's been donated by Colin very kindly, and new webcams as well, because he saw how pathetic my last attempts were, and I wanted to take my earphones off because you know, a lot of times when I yabber on and dry for like 2 hours. Earphones get really uncomfortable, you know. So now I can quite happily pain free have it on. Brilliant, it's excellent. But I thank you very much.
Really?
I do appreciate it, and it seems to work absolutely a treat. And I'm running through speakers as well.
Good.
You know, so I'm going to bring on Ian. We've got let's have a look. Hey, Ian.
Hello.
Ian.
Hey. Yeah. You all right?
See you.
Thank you.
You doing okay?
Yeah, good. Been a 4-day sick. I rolled my ankle at work, carried a 6-foot kitchen top, and my ankle went into a divot in the floor. I rolled my ankle and it all swelled up, and it was very sore. Didn't cry, but it hurt like an SOB. So I had to go to the hospital, get x-rays done to make sure I wasn't fractured or broken. But I've used the time wisely. I've been doing some back garden work, cleared all the hedges, squared away. So yeah, so far so good. And I was in Bruin Woods last Sunday. Did a quick trip. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put the photo. You sent me a photo. I put it up. I hope you don't mind. I put it up on the intro.
No, it's all right.
That's an interesting photo. I'll see if I can get it up again, actually. Yeah, that we're also going to have on a guest. He's in the States, Daniel J. Williams. He runs. What's he run again, Carl?
Wrangler, Bigfoot.
Yeah. The Cryptid. I feel so bad. He runs one Cryptid page and one page which is dedicated more to supernatural and paranormal stuff. But that's quite a new page. His Cryptid page is a mighty big one, and you know, very popular indeed. So he'll be coming on. He messaged me and he said that he's got an errand to do. He's helping out a guy who is I think he's disabled or, you know, not quite well. So he's helping him out, and he'll be able to come on our time, 8 o'clock, hopefully a bit earlier.
I think the guy is disabled. He does a lot of work for him, you know, off the record for free.
You know, so
great guy. He really is a good dick guy. Like,
yeah, you know him quite some time, don't you?
Yes. I've talked to the American guys for some years now. Dan's one of them, yeah. Obviously, he's with Shane Crisp. I think you know Shane. And Todd Metz. Don't know if you know him.
Yeah. No. What's his name again?
Todd Metz. And Shane Crisp, he used to do a podcast.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he's given it up because, he had a band, Shane, and he decided to give it up because he wanted to spend more time with the band than he did on his Cryptid, which is a fair comment. It's good.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. Both of them are. Well, all three of them are.
Yeah, the Cryptid Wrangler is the Facebook page.
That's it.
Yeah, and very popular, and great page. A nice guy, really nice guy. Because I'm kind of like, I may not do a few posts, and then I just do a torrent of posts, you know. And he's kind of like accepted loads of them, or nearly all of them, I think, you know. So they're really nice guys, and so I'm looking forward to talking to him because of information, you know, and a lot of reference, I think. So it'll be quite a good conversation with him. So hopefully about 8 o'clock, maybe a bit earlier. So that'll be good. Also, I was looking on. You posted a couple of things on my Facebook, Mr. Keelty.
Yeah.
Let me get this up.
I think one of them was about frequencies.
Yeah, it was. I'll get a screen share up. Let's have a look. Screen. See if I can turn the volume up.
And act without them realizing it. Certain frequencies have been found to cause everything from mild and discomfort to calmness and even compliance. By adjusting the frequency output, they can make a crowd restless, focused, or subdued, all without a single word. Theoretically, this could be used on mobile emitters, devices embedded in street lights, traffic cameras, and even cell towers. These emitters would be capable of influencing whole neighborhoods at once, creating moods or reactions in the population without anyone noticing, using frequencies to calm crowds or disperse them without force. There was a classified project called Operation
Right. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah. I mean, I've read stuff about this years ago, but yeah, it seems to get more and more frequent.
Can
On the
I
internet.
just interject? It's funny you mentioned about frequencies and crowd control. A few years back in Reading, there was an article in the Reading Chronicle, because Reading University used to be a leader in robotics, and these frequency devices they were thinking about fixing to the traffic lights around the town centre to stop road rage
Yeah,
during
believe
rush hour.
there's
Yeah.
a town not far from me that use them on the bus station because of the use. So the transmit the same frequency, and it stops them hanging about there. We can't hear it because we're older, but they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there may be some positives, but as always, there's always a downside.
Like everything, I know there's a lot of frequencies done in healing, but frequencies that I've been looking into recently, which I've got the frequencies in front of me. A lot of them to do with causing violence, etc. People turning people into zombies, basically.
Yeah, have you seen the one where they're using frequency to cure cancer, to destroy cancer cells?
I mean, they've even suggested that the pyramids was built on sound. I mean, it has been proved.
Yeah.
They moved a small stone with frequency.
The funny thing is, that was first pioneered in 1933 in Edinburgh University, and the doctor,
right, okay.
He got absolutely. He cured out of 100 patients. He cured 93, and he was. The Royal College of Surgeons destroyed his career.
Sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just like Tesla, wasn't it? Just because he didn't fit, they destroyed him.
Yeah, you're talking about like pyramids. I must admit, I quite enjoyed another little thing you sent me, Mr. Keelty.
What type of little thing was that then? I hadn't took any pictures of it.
Hang on, I'll just get this up because it's quite interesting.
I can't remember what I sent you. Susie abuse.
This should shut those idiot people who thought it was aliens. And they got like a pyramid being built by got Tyrannosaurus Rex with a block on its back.
Didn't I send that when we were taking the mickey out of each other?
That's right. Yeah, I like that one. I did like that one. I must admit that was quite that was quite good. 440 hertz versus 432 hertz. This is in music. So 432 hertz is the standard that they use in a studio when they're recording. And this is from the National Library of Medicine. The current reference frequency for tuning musical instruments is 440 hertz. Some theorists and musicians claim that the 432 hertz tuning is better, but has better effects on the human body. But there is no scientific studies to support this hypothesis. Objective at the moment, this is a medical institute, to identify differences in vital parameters and perceptions after listening to music at different frequencies, 440 hertz to 432. So it does play, with frequency, it does play a very instrumental role. That's like a pun, really. That's a bit of a joke. I can see.
Well, I reckon that's what Mozart's magic flute is all about. Frequencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Cole? Actually, this is no, not you. Forget that, Ian. With the wasn't there a sonic cannon they brought out or were playing about with? Where they did like a sonic cannon where they were able to. I saw it on the Incredible Hulk, and I thought, that's a load of old rubbish. Surely, that's like kind of when he's like, I think it was the first Incredible Hulk, and he's racing across like the he was in some college somewhere, and he kind of turned, he got really angry, and he turned into the Hulk, started racing across towards a load of soldiers, and they brought out the big guns, and it was like the sonic cannon. Yeah, and I looked it up at the time, and I believe the Americans were playing around with that as well.
Well, I mean, the most basic form of sound compression used in a blast wave is obviously from an aerial bomb or a landmine. And the best example, if you watch some of the military adverts when the Russians drop an FAB 3,000 kilo device, watch the blast wave, because after the initial explosion, obviously there's a huge mushroom cloud, but you watch the shock wave. Now, anyone within a 500-meter radius of that, all our internal organs are mushed, because the blast wave going through you destroys the organs. So it's not like a direct hit, it's going to kill you. It's the blast wave. So any other troops within that sort of 500-meter radius, the compression or the sound wave or the blast wave is going to mash your organs. It's like the Russian Teepee anti-tank mine. It's the same. It's the same because it uses the hull of the tank as like a sound bell. So when it detonates, the shockwave going through the hull of the tank basically bounces around inside, and it just turns all the whole crew into mush.
Yeah,
there's a video of that, but they don't show it. I mean, the Royal Armoured Corps, they never showed it to the guys back in the day. But a good old-fashioned Soviet T-bar anti-tank mine, nasty bit of kit.
I talked about like frequencies. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I went to do a paranormal ghost hunt, and this was at Harwich Fort. I think I might have mentioned it before. Also another little thing. Anyone listening, and in the comments, if you've got any questions, put the question in capitals. So not the whole question. You don't have to write with your finger on the shift button, writing everything out in capitals, but just the question, just that one word, put that up in capitals, and then I can identify it, and I'll put it up on screen. Thank you.
Yeah,
but
put a symbol at the beginning of it, maybe a symbol.
Yeah, or a symbol. Yeah, that's a good idea, Carl. Yeah.
I'm always good full of good ideas.
Yeah, no, you are. You have your moments. You do have your moments, honestly.
Yeah.
Harwich Fort. Now, I was there and doing a ghost hunt, and it was with a group by Wayne Seaton, run by Wayne Seaton, and Spook and Ori. And anyway, they kindly let me go along, and I usually, like I normally do, I go drifting off on my own and sort of like having a look around. And they got gun emplacements there, and they're like big 75, I believe they're 75mm gun emplacements at Harwich to protect the port. And you can still see the pins around, sunk into the concrete. And there was about, I think there was 3 anti-tank big guns, placements there. And there's two pins which have got white markers around them. Now remember that the ammunition was brought up by tunnels and underneath, so they'd be like coming on the ammunition, everything will come in, they'd back up the lorry, they would then unload all the ammunition, and then in the tunnels you see lots of rollers, benches with rollers on, and all the boxes of ammunition, they would like shift along the tunnels like that on these big long bench roller trolley things. And but on the pins there's two which are painted white, and I asked about that. I said, why is they painted white? He said, well, tell you what, Phil, if you stand just above those pins and shout or say anything you want, it resonates down into the tunnels. So so I was told it's a way of communication. When the guns are going, you can't hear sod all, nothing. So it's a way for them to actually say, you know, running out, need more, you know, and they hear it in the tunnels and bring up more. So it's funny, in it, with not so much sound wave but frequencies. When you're in the tunnel, you can hear people up top talking quite clearly, and it's that's through concrete.
You look at those South American ball courts, you know, the Mixtecas and the Aztecs. Even though they're open air and they might be 500 meters long, if I was talking to you, Phil, on one of those ball courts, normally you would still hear me down the far end.
Like the Roman Colosseums, isn't it? That's
yeah,
how it's down to
like the cathedrals when they're singing. It's you know it's designed to heighten the emotion and the presence. You know, thinking that you are actually in the presence of God. I mean, the place where I used to work, whoever designed it obviously must have been inspired by these cathedrals, because sometimes when at Christmas or office functions, they would bring in a string quartet and it would just resonate right around the whole place. It was quite amazing. So
yeah, it is. I must be. It is. I've got in the chats. We've also got Ready Steady Retro. Hello, and thank you for joining us. We've also got Drew Hollings. Hello there. Thank you for joining. Lovely seeing you. We've also got Delroy. Hello, Delroy. And Nick Berry. Yep, very nice for you to join us. Just want to say hello to people like coming on and, you know, bothering to watch us, really, you know. It's great. Anyway, yeah, I think it's what was I gonna mention? I was gonna mention about that brings me on to the subject of sound frequency manipulation, of people hearing stuff, people hearing hums, people hearing machinery. I've got something which was sent to me, funny enough, and this is well before you sent me a post. I kind of that post I had this. I want to share something with you, but I'm not sure if I can explain it well. So I was outside last night around 10 p.m. because in the daytime it's over 100. It started out very quiet, not even bug sounds. Suddenly a loud grinding sound started. It lasted a few seconds, suddenly stopped, and everything was quiet again. I was wondering if it was a portal or something. So what do you think these sounds are? What in your opinion, that people hear out in the woods? And it's like machinery a lot of times as well.
I mean, personally, I've never.
I don't.
I can hear you. It's all right. I'm just turning this down because it's so bright. There you go. That's better. Oh. Yeah. There you go. On air. My little on air sign. I forgot. You know, I forgot to turn it down. If you don't turn it down, it's like so bright. It burns the retinas out. But yeah, that's great. That's better.
Yeah. Personally, I've never experienced it, but I have watched the video of an English couple walking out a dog in the woods, and they hear something. And there's, I think there's an American one. To be honest, I wouldn't know. But yeah, certainly that metal grinding sound, like an old rusty door being opened, and you know the volume's turned up to 11.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, I really can't venture an opinion.
Right. What about you, Cobb? Have you ever heard any sort of metallic sounds out there?
When I lived at Withenwick, where I think I got about 3 nights of it, not all constant. It started usually around about somewhere about 1:30 to 2 o'clock in the morning. And it wasn't metal. It was more like rocks. Real weird. Can't explain the sound. I have come across it and I have heard it several times, even here. Just the odd occasion you get through the night. I've had reports of it. What it is, I don't know. I've got a dozen theories, isn't there, Phil? What's actually going on? It could be the other side of the world. In the ionosphere, it's carrying across and things like that. There's all sorts of theories. So I don't know. I really don't know what it is. Is it something paranormal? Is it UFOs? Is it the Earth? As you know, it does make noise. You breathe, which is good. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on, to be honest. I've got no theories.
I've recorded. What I do, I normally stick a MP3 dictaphone, if you like, and I stick it in a black dog poo bag because they're nice and thin, really thin.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just leave it in a tree.
Yeah. I don't leave it on the floor. I leave it on the tree. That's it. You know, because if you leave it on the tree, it's less likely to have like bugs crawling all over it and stuff and fault sounds. I've lost a couple over the years, but I've kind of recorded. I think the most fascinating one I recorded was in Epping. I put a recorder up there and I just let it roll. 4 gigabyte of audio, and it kind of like can roll on till the batteries run out, which is about 2 days, you know, 2 nights. Anyway, it takes a bit of getting through because you've got to dedicate a lot of time to go through the whole audio, you know, to pick out pieces. And then I got a bit of software that scans it and looks for peaks, and you know, makes life a bit easier. And I uploaded the audio only, and 2 most standout ones are one video which is entitled 300-year-old wood audio sounds on my library, and in that you can hear, like Ian said, you can hear a door opening, a metallic sounding door. And it's a shame back in the day I didn't think to take video of me placing it there, which now I do. To back things up, I film myself going to place the microphone, because otherwise people think, oh, it's right near the motorway. You put it right near the motorway, or you put it right near you know, a house, a door, whatever. And I was like, no, it's right in the middle of this wood. Well, forest actually. So anyway, it was like a strange sound, and it was at 2 o'clock in the morning around that time, and it was of this metal door thing and scraping. You could do it scrape, like kind of scraping, and then hum, and then like when you listen to it, I construe it to be like chanting or some kind of something like chanting. It sounded like. So I'm not too sure what that was. I've heard a lot of whistles, an awful lot of whistles in the middle of the night. That's quite common. I did another audio, which is I've heard quite recent. It was only like December, something like that, November, December. And that was in a wood near to where I am as well, very cryptid wood. And there, once again, I heard a howl, like I heard breathing, footsteps, bipedal footsteps near the microphone, and then but it wasn't a deer, it was bipedal. It was definitely heavy and bipedal. And then by the microphone, like that. And I highlighted it, stopped it, replayed it, turned the volume up so people can hear it. And there, once again, I got metallic sounding, almost like tapping, like someone tapping a fork on a iron railing. But we're talking in the middle of this. I mean, it's the middle of the wood. It's nowhere near anything, you know. So there is strange sounds to be heard out there, which I can't easily account for.
I agree. Likewise. I've got a new device. I don't know if I told you.
No.
I'll send you a link, but instead of going through all the audio, which I had problems like you're just listening and watching it for the peaks. I've got a new device. I'll send you the link, and what it does, it listens but don't record until it hears a noise. Then it starts recording. And when it ends, it gives it, I think, about a minute. Then it'll stop recording again. So you don't have to go through all that audio. I'll send you the link to it. But that's about a year now, and I've used it a couple of times. I've had people talking on it, but obviously it's passerbys. But and I've got like you, the odd whistle, but that's about it really.
Yeah,
I'll send you the link.
I've seen those, but I was really worried because I thought, I know it's long-winded and it takes me ages going through audio. I like doing audio, I like dropping a microphone, but because it's interesting, it's almost like having a Christmas present. You know, when you pick it up, you take it home, you think to yourself, oh, it's like a Christmas present. You can't wait to play it just to hear what is on there because, you know, it's been overnight in some really scary woods or forest. You think, oh, I wonder what's on there. And but yeah, the only thing is with that voice detected, you know, the one that you've got where it has to detect the sound. I was always worried about, would it have a false detection or would it not detect footsteps? Is it any sound or is it?
I tested it, believe it or not. I tested it before I even used it, and I was in the room and I was tapping a pen and it was right over there, and then I got it out, plugged it in, picked it up. Hello,
I'm still here.
All right.
Yeah,
picked it up. So it's quite sensitive, to be honest.
Right. Okay. Oh, my camera went somewhere, so I don't know why. I'll just have a look. Badoom. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I've got another. You know, you
out your mouth. Is it really cold there?
Yeah, you can see. Look. You know, when I like kind of like have a little kip and just like kind of do, and no one knows I'm actually sleeping because they can't see my eyes. So I'm just like that. Yeah, it's brilliant. Anyway, what were you saying, Carl?
Oh, no, I forgot now. You bored me. Yeah, no, I tested it. I tested it out before I used it because I was a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
Like my little MP3 player. I mean, I used to leave it out like that and just go through it. And But yeah, I did. I tested it in here and around the house and opening doors and tapping pens. And yeah, it did. Picked them up. So I was quite impressed.
It's quite sensitive then. That's good. That's good.
But it's just that odd sound you might think I might just miss. It's the gamble.
Yeah. Yeah. Larry Luttrell, hello mate, has sent in. I'm going to put this up. I've heard huff sounds, grunting noises, and howls in the area I hunt. The howls will make the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
Can you record them next time on your phone?
Yeah, that'd be really cool if you could, Larry.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
All phones have an audio button.
Yeah.
Please,
yeah,
Larry.
that'd be so cool.
Could Larry let us know it privately where he actually goes?
Yeah,
hunting?
Yeah. I think going by the way it's written, and also in the area I hunt, I would say he's in the States.
Okay. Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Let me know. Anyway, let us know, Larry. And
still, let us know.
Yeah, let us know whereabouts you know that area is. That'd be really cool. You know, just to know. But we've heard. I think all three of us have heard like gruffing sounds and
oh yeah. Owls, barks,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, growls,
Yeah.
throat rattles. That's one of theirs as well.
Yeah. That's it. And they mimic animals. Well, southern Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay, he's in
Okay.
Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah, but cool. If you could record it, please, I would appreciate it. Just to
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah. If you could, Larry, that'd be brilliant. Just like kind of stick your phone on record and just like get a recording of it. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, they do mimic animal sounds. Mostly, a lot of times, I would say Dogman also mimics owls. As weird as that.
Yeah. And apparently there's a way of knowing actually if it's them, because owls' hoots when they end their vocalization or whatever you call it, they end in a certain way, whereas the wolves don't. Apparently, I'll have to look that up again. But apparently it's a telltale sign knowing that it sounds like an owl, but the way the owl finishes off is not what the wolves do. Then you know it's one of them. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't remember where I read that, but yeah, some old boy.
Bigfoot mimics a lot of things, even caravans.
Yeah.
Oh, I learned something last week because we went away last weekend to a safari park. We were kindly given tickets by RoxyB's daughter, youngest daughter, because it was her birthday. So she said, "Oh, a little while back." So she said, "Oh, I've got these tickets to the safari," and stayed in lovely places, because we done a live, and the internet was just like, but I was talking to the ranger there as we're going along, and because Roxy wanted to feed the giraffes, which are really cool. Strange animals. In evolution, they're just one of the strangest animals. But they still can't decide the shape of it or its long neck, whether with a giraffe, whether it established that a lot of biologists say that through evolution it had a long neck because it was feeding high in trees. But the new scientific studies say that it's also evolutionary, that it's got a long neck so that it can see predators from a greater distance on the plains. But yeah, its kick, my word, crikey, is it strong. It suffers quite badly though with arthritis because of its height and heart problems. Bless it, giraffes do. Because they've they've got to pump so much. Yeah, they suffer badly. Anyway, as a footnote, anyway, and they got black tongues because of the sun, so it stops the tongue getting sunburns, which I found greatly odd. But he said with wolves, he said, "Oh, Phil, the ranger did. He said, do you realise that in 2026 we're going to be releasing wolves into the wild?" I was like, "No." I was like, "No, really?" He said, "Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right, Colin. Yeah, he's gonna be they're gonna release 4 packs, and within those packs are going to be 5 wolves. And there's going to be 4 packs released at first in 2026. That's the plan. Part of the reason is to keep the deer
population down.
Yeah, because the deer population has just gone bonkers, just crazy, man, in the UK. So it's to keep that population down, and also it's a nice thing because it's like going full circle as it used to be. It's bringing in the indigenous wolves back into this country, which is lovely. He said a lot of people have a misnomer, really. They don't fully understand with wolves that he said to me, "Phil, if you want," he said, "you can go into that enclosure right now, and if you were just walking through it, they wouldn't come anywhere near you." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh, I had it in my head while they were just like, boom." He said, No. He said, "The only 2 animals which are predatory on us are polar bears and crocodiles. they actively, if they see us as food, whereas most other creatures and animals are opportunistic. They would rather than try and take us down, which is hard work, because of course they will go for the throat and the top section here. They go for the face, the throat, and it's hard work trying to work on us from a wolf's point of view. And also we hit back, and it's hard work for them. So they would rather, out of choice, have a rabbit or have a deer, or something a little bit easier and a bit lower. But I thought that was kind of cool that we're going to get wolves back in this country.
No, they've been trialing it for years. The public is totally against it because they're going to take kids, but no, they're not. So it has took its time, and I know it's been through Parliament a couple of times. I've been following it quite closely. I don't know where they're releasing it. I know it's quite in the Highlands of Scotland. That's all I know, really. But yeah, it's interesting. It's really good, actually.
Some have been seen in Gloucestershire.
There's what, sorry, Ian?
A couple have been seen in the Forest of Dean and also around Gloucestershire as well.
Really?
Yeah. There's at least one photograph and at least one video that, and people are trying to speculate what it is. And
I thought that had been debunked.
No, this thing is a big timber wolf-like creature.
I don't remember something like that, but I thought it had been debunked, but I don't know. I'm not.
No.
So where does it come from? Where do you think people have come from? Where they've come from?
In Berkshire, there is actually a breeding centre for wolves outside of Reading,
right
near Thatcham, and they reckon a couple have got out of there, but they say it's not theirs.
Right.
So I don't know.
Go
on.
No, it's just a quick one. Sorry to interrupt you. It's just we've got Ready Steady Retro said also had a terrifying experience of what sounded like a screech owl scream right in front of my face. Even felt breeze, but nothing there.
Yeah.
Scary.
I've had something similar in Derns Lake, believe it or not.
Sorry, Ian. I just I'm fascinated by. I mean, with Dogman, it's almost like it's a portent of an appearance of Dogman when you hear an owl. It's like I heard it so often.
It's like crows as well.
Yeah. Crows are brilliant for telling you as well.
It's like when you don't hear birdsong, all you hear is a crow. Like it's trying to lead you out.
Yeah.
I've had that a few times.
Yeah. Now, recently, I went to last weekend on Saturday night. I went to Screaming Woods, which is Deering Woods, and I've seen a lot of people do videos, and some people try and camp in that wood, and because it's public land, it's very difficult. It's very difficult because you've got a lot of people, a lot of going through, a lot of ghost hunters going through. So it's a busy old place. It is a busy old place, and believe me, when I went, it is quite busy. But it's not until like later on the night that it starts dying down a bit and starts getting quite good. Now I've done 2 videos. Now the first one's nearly 2 hours. Well, it is 2 hours, and it's the footage of me going, setting up. I stayed in a camp which is very, very close to Deering Wood, but it's private land. And I spoke to the guy, and he said, "Yeah, if you want," he said, "that's fine. You can, stay here. That's all right. Paid the money and set up." And he said, "Look, do you know what, Phil?" He said, "To be honest, all of this is Deering Wood, the whole lot." He said, "And not many people come onto this land because it's private, but it's a stone's throw from Deering Wood, but the actual public wood. But he said more goes on here than over in the public bit because that's where everyone is." And he said that he had a friend who he said, you know, the guy was a big old boy, and you know, he's one of these sort of proper. He's in his late 50s. He doesn't really suffer fools gladly. He said he's a real rough sort. He can be a real rough sort. But he went out filming at night, and he was looking for nocturnal creatures like badgers and stuff like that, because he likes to film stuff like that. And he went to this bridge that I drove across, and he saw these orbs and heard these owls and, you know, all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, he said there was orbs there, and I went and I placed a camera there, a trail cam that I had right by the stream. So a stream goes underneath the bridge and goes along. And I thought, well, I'll stick one up there. And I went out to do a night walk, and I went into Deering Wood itself. But yeah, fellas, it honestly, Deering Wood is great, but it's busy. It's busy. You know, lots of people kind of, you can hear it in the distance where they're like kind of, can you say that again? Is anyone here? Are you trying to contact us? And it's like, what the hell? You know, like, you know, it's not until much later at night that it gets quiet. But it's, you know, it's just madness, really. But in this private one, it was fascinating, and I caught. So I done two parts. I done one part where me setting up, going in the wood. So you see me walking in the wood at night, and a lot of people have seen on film stuff, and I felt as if I was being tracked by three of them. Yeah, three. I had a feeling that there was three of them there. And so I did that video. I got some really interesting bits. I had a really strange part where I sat down towards the end, and I sat down and I was talking to the camera about my thoughts. And I even said, you know, it's a quiet night. It's too quiet. There's no sounds of animals. You know, there was no sounds of
Osborne effect.
Yeah, Osborne effect. It was very, very quiet, but the whole place very quiet. Then, because a lovely lady that I know sent this up, she said, "Oh, I heard like machinery, like a loud grinding sounds." I was like, "That's interesting," because on film I caught the same. Out of nowhere, you can hear this, and I'm a long way. And I can prove I'm a long way because on the film, I'd have to drive into these woods, and you can see how far I have to drive into the middle of the woods. I go down a dirt track. It's like knocking the crap out of the car, the bottom of the car, because I've only got a C2, and it's not an off-road sort of vehicle. Do you know what I mean? So so you know, it's kind of what it is. But I caught. Next day, I woke up in the morning and I went out again, and I saw a single footprint, and that footprint was of toe marks, and it was huge. I put my foot up against it and took a photo of it, and it was huge, just one single one. Yeah.
See a minute.
I collected all the trail cams, and I came back, and I already edited the first section of the film and uploaded it, which we'll see tonight at 10 o'clock. So it's going to be uploaded on Premiere. So anyone got any questions and they see anything on it, let me know in the comments. I'll be in the comments anyway. But I found on the trail cam, I'm going to show you a little sneak preview, and I want your opinion on this. So this is by the stream where I put the trail cam. So there I was. Now that light on my back is a back cam. Okay, a back camera with infrared lights. So all the while I was taking back camera footage as well. Caught some interesting stuff on the back camera footage as well. As I was going along, there was branches. You can see the branches moving behind me. So I go through. Imagine me going through, and then the camera picks up the branches moving again. About 3, 4, 5 seconds afterwards, they move again, like something else is coming through, following me. So that was quite cool. So that's me there. Now you can see just to the top right hand, to the top above my head, two kind of like very bright lights. I think those are eyes. They're very bright. I'll turn off the I'm going to just alter the background so that it's a little less distracting. Then on the actual trail cam footage, I got this. So those two lights which were above my head are gone, but now you can see two lights behind the tree. And hang on.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll play it again.
Seems
that-
small though, doesn't it?
Yeah, something there.
There's something
Yeah.
there. You can see it. It's like a cat or something.
And it's actually the thing is, when you look at it, it looks translucent. It looks like it's you know, there's a tree there. There's a tree there, but you can almost see the shape of a body. So I thought it was a bird first of all. I thought it was an owl. That's what I thought. It was an owl. But when I'm editing the second video, I enhance the image quite a bit, and it's definitely got quite a large body to it. And you can almost see it behind the tree. It moves itself out to look, and it's odd, isn't it? And I didn't see it. I'm just to the side of the tree, and a trail cam's behind me picking up my back cam. Very odd, isn't it?
I'll go with cat. I'll go with a cat.
That's the area.
Small,
That's the area all lit up when I got my lights on. That's the area. That was what, 10:07 at night. 10:07 16 seconds. So you know, that's the area, and that's what I was watching. And it looks to be quite a biggish body. I don't think that's a bird, but who knows? I probably could be wrong. I probably am wrong. You know, I am a bit of a conspiracy thing, and you know, I'm probably clutching at straws, but who knows? I just found it extremely odd, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If it was a bird, why didn't it fly away? What do you think, Ian? I mean, if it was a bird, why didn't it, when I got that close to it, wouldn't it have just gone?
To me, it looks like it had two legs trying to wide apart, trying to stabilize itself on the branch below while holding up its right arm, supporting itself while it's leaning round.
Could be a
That's what it
cat,
looked like to me.
or something like that. It's very rare, but or a mink. If you see a mink, you got to kill them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know cats can do some pretty amazing things, but yeah,
Could be a cat. Could have been. I didn't hear it come down, and the good part about being in the forest is brilliant because it's like the slightest movement you hear because of the brush and the leaves and everything else. You hear a forest is very, very difficult to walk in the forest without making noise. It's extremely difficult. I knew a chap once that told me that he uses climbing shoes. You know, climber shoes. He used to go barefoot in the woods, barefoot, to keep the sound down. You know, he was like ex services as well, evidently. But yeah, he used to go barefoot. But I don't know if that's what they do, but just to keep sound down. But yeah, I just, it's a very cool wood to go to. It's a very, very cool wood to go to. Oh, I got a message from Rick as well. Do you remember Rick, guys?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, right. Okay. So he is free on the 1st of August for a part 2, if you will.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, then that's great. He just messaged, so that's fine. We can. I'll set that up. No, that's good then. So I'll just see if Daniel is available. Hi, Daniel. Yeah, you okay? I don't want to pressure him unduly. Do you know what I mean? It's probably, if he's busy, I don't want to. But I just sent a message saying, "Oh, hi, you okay?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So great words, loved it. You'll also see in the footage there is. I talk to the camera at the end, so I've got. Oh, good, he's in the studio. Excellent. And not this studio. He's not right. Okay, hang on. I think what he's done is created he's gone in and created his own studio.
All right.
Right, yeah, come out. I went in this wood. It's really cool because here he is. Hey, Daniel. Hello. Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. I can hear you now. Hiya. How you doing, man?
I can barely hear you guys.
Oh, okay. Have you got can you hear us now better?
Yes, perfect.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. We've got
Thank you for
Colin
having me.
Keelty. Yeah, got Colin Keelty. You know Colin.
Hey,
And
Dan.
What's
Good
up,
to
bud?
see you.
Right,
and
Danny.
Been a while.
Yeah, it has.
I appreciate you coming on. I wanted to get you on because I wanted to sort of like pick your brain really, because you got the Cryptid Wrangler page. When did you first start that up? That page?
It's been probably about a year and 9 months, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, Colin's on it too.
Yeah.
Why, Daniel? What was there a genesis moment that kind of happened to you, which set you on this course of Dogman?
I've always been interested. Past 17 years now, cryptids have always kind of had this weird fascination. And basically, when I started picking up speed was on Josh Gates' Destination Truth. And he travels around and looks for all of these certain cryptids. So that was one of the big things. And I had run into Ronnie LeBlanc at one of the conferences. And he said, "Hey, man," I talked to him for about 2 hours. And, "Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that." And I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to go that far. And he's like, no, trust me, go do it. And I did. So.
Okay, cool.
You ever met Josh Gates, Dan?
No, I do know his the guy that does the filming with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan. And he's actually going to work on the documentary that we're filming in November.
Right.
For it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I heard he doesn't come to very many conventions anymore, just because it's kind of a
but he's
lot.
quieting down a little bit, hasn't he? Now he's I don't know if it's got too famous or something. I don't know. I'm not sure the reason, but
Yeah, no,
yeah, he's an interesting guy. I used to watch him years ago.
he is, and the only reason he got into that was because he was an actor first.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and this
Hey,
started talking to Discovery Channel and said, "Hey, would you be interested in this?" And they said,
Right.
"We'll give it a shot." So
I always thought he was into cryptids, and then somebody just found him, and that's how it started up. So.
oh yeah, well he had Destination Truth, and then he went to Expedition X, I believe.
It was X, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think there was another one too in there somewhere, but
Yeah, he's done a few, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes.
There's
We've
a thing
also got
about
another
his
guy.
that he wears around his neck. He got that for
Oh
some
yeah,
reason with the cryptid, didn't he, or something? I don't know. I can't remember the story behind it, but
yeah. No, I don't either. But I think it had something to do with finding. I don't know if it's north, south, east, west compass type thing, but originally he said that he had to have a um, not a speaker, gosh, what am I trying to
microphone.
say? Microphone on,
Yeah.
and I said I don't have any place to put it, and I'm always moving. I'm sure it's because of that, and so I'm sure there's a mic in there like they did in gosh, one of the other Discovery Channels, Survivor Man or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. Do you ever see Shane or Todd Metz? Do you ever are they still about? Shane Crisp?
What was that?
Shane Crisp,
Shane.
is
Oh,
he still
Shane.
about?
Yeah.
And Todd Metz, are they still going?
Yeah. No, he's actually he's doing it, but he's got Todd
Hmm.
with
I heard
him.
from Todd
And,
for about, I don't know, 6-7 months. I thought he'd better
yeah.
give it.
Yeah. Shane. He actually joined the police force, and so he
Yeah,
kind of did that, and just kind of. I imagine they probably told him, "Hey, you can't have this stuff on, on your email or whatever when we pull it up." So,
yeah. He
but
said the police force and his son. He says that it was just taking too much time or something. That's why he's decided
yeah,
to step down.
yeah.
It's a shame,
Well, no,
really.
he's still doing it.
Is
I
he?
think he was just
Good.
trying to get the um, what I'm not trying to say the force down
Mhm.
first. With going through the officers phase and whatnot.
Yeah, there'll be a lot
And
of training. Won't there?
yeah, training. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I talk to him every once in a while. Got a butt dial from him a couple months ago, and I could hear him talking to one of his coworkers, and I'm like, Shane, nothing. He just kept talking, so he didn't hear me.
Well, send
Nice
my
little
regards.
interesting conversation too.
Yeah, sorry, Phil.
No, that's fine. That's all right. Just a quick question, really, Daniel, and it's
Sure.
do you think we are mad, and do you think people are mad because they keep saying they, like with myself and Cole and Ian, we have seen this entity called Dogman, and we can't make out what it is. Do you have any views on what you think that we're dealing with here?
It's considered another human hybrid. You have I think he came up with chimpanzee and then man, and then so he came up with again another dog or cynocephaly, which has been around for over 10,000 years and documented. It's so basically it's the oldest dogman name, and it's in the Bible. It's talked about by different explorers. Daniel Boone was one of them. Um, Christopher Columbus was another one.
Yeah, it was,
Uh,
yeah.
oh yeah, there's probably about 10 different. Etesius, which is Greek, and he was a physician, but they've all said that this is some sort of hybrid. And I thought that was pretty. That's the best answer you're going to get until you know for certain.
Yeah, the cynocephali are fascinating.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great, when he was brilliant, absolutely fantastic tactician and warlord. But when he was in India, I believe it was, he came across this tribe that lived in the caves
Correct.
there, and he wrote one thing about Alexander the Great. He kept meticulous notes, or his scribes kept meticulous notes, and what gives it a bit more credibility is his previous notes and note taking has been absolutely accurate. When it comes to the formation he took during a war and a battle, where he visited, the population, what happened to the population, the terrain, everything was like kind of documented down, which gives it a lot more credibility when he talks about a tribe of people that had dogs headed faces, spoke by in a barking manner, as if they're barking at one another. But funny enough, he said they were dressed in robes.
Robes, and there were also other animal pelts.
Yeah.
Was another one of the things that they had said. That's what I'm gearing towards the end of my book, which is cynocephaly, all the way up to the history, from the history up into what it's called now, and why they're the same. But yeah, I just finished a book. I'm starting to do the publishing and stuff like that on the cynocephaly. So
That was no one
Okay.
itself.
yeah. So
Have you got a copy of the book to hold up for people so they can see it?
oh no, because it's still all in the publishing on my computer. So
Oh, okay.
it wouldn't be till next year anyways, but it's the similar.
Okay. Have you got a title for it yet?
What's that?
Have you got a title for it yet? A title?
Oh, a title. I was just going to do Dogman, History and Present.
Okay.
Probably going to be something else, but it's one of those.
Yeah. Oh, I'm fascinated by cynocephaly. Absolutely fascinated by them.
Yeah.
I mean, they were evidently they were because they would put up such a battle, and he said that they were experts when it came to spears. Absolutely experts. And they would be fleet. Oh, he said something about how fast they were. They would like his bowman would try and shoot them. By the time the arrow left the bow, they were gone.
Yeah, they know. I mean, there's a lot of really just kind of curious things that is said in this book, not my book, but other resources. And they're known for their spices for meats. They were known for their being a great warrior. They also had come up with a purple, like some sort of dye that the kings would buy from them, and they would use the animal pelts.
That's right. Yeah,
they were great warriors, and whoever or whatever they caught, they ate.
Yeah.
So, and it's not necessarily cannibalism because they're hybrid. So, but I'm sure that we were on the menu at one point.
Yeah. No, that's it. They had some green. It was almost like they had a special ointment that they used. I'm not sure if that was green, but they used a special ointment for wounds and stuff that they made themselves.
Really?
That was talked about. Yeah, I remember reading about that. And evidently, as I remember it, because basically, if he didn't defeat them, he would say to them, "But look, either you join us and join my army, or we will unalive you." Do you know what I mean? We will, and so they did. They ended up being part of his army. I think they were like scouts. He used them as a scouting team. Yeah, that's how, as I understand it.
Well, they were known for their archery skills. They were known for even cooking meat. The king would ask for them to use these spices and meat, and then bring it back to the king. But it's I think it was West India and Saudi Arabia were the two flats or plateaus where they were found, and they're huge communities. They're talking hundreds of cynocephaly. In fact, one of the things was they had said was how do I say this? That they were so strong and warrior in their warrior skills that the kings would just bring them archery, that any types of weapons, 2 or 3 different things, just because the king knew if something happened, these guys better be on our side, otherwise we're going to get getting eaten. So Yeah.
I think in India, it's a place called Uttar Pradesh, which is northern
Sure.
India.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's meant to be, like you say, hundreds there, absolutely hundreds. To this day, there's meant to be. And there was a recent case in India of, it was documented, and the police actually got a report of it, the local police. But because India is very corrupt, it's still corrupt. It's a very
Yes.
corrupt country.
Yeah.
But it's I had a gentleman who I believe was a police officer, and he got in contact with me because he saw my done a video on cyanocephaly, and I went into some detail on them. And it was one of my early ones. It was real crap. Not that my ones now are any better, really, but there was a real sort of amateur. I didn't know quite what I was doing. But I went into detail about the cyanocephaly, and anyway, he messaged me out of the blue from India, and he said, "Oh, did you hear about the account from I think it was 1986?" I was like, "No." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, we were called in because there was a massacre in the village one evening in a small little village by Uttar Pradesh in the same area. It's a massive big area, but it's a small village, and they still kind of." There with villages, one village may not get on with the other village because their land overlaps, and they're farming communities, and they got livestock, and they got to rotate the livestock around to get any fresh grasses they can. So they very often fall out with each other because their cows or livestock go on to another part of land which belongs to the other village. So you get a little bit of rivalry and stuff going on there. And the police went to the village, and they found that a lot of people were laid waste. And when I talk about laid waste, they were eaten.
Oh yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They looked like they'd been ravaged. And there was the rest of the village left, scarpered, ran away. The police put out alerts to try and catch up with them. They said, well, they've got to come back. They've got to, because all their belongings were still there.
Yeah.
And they went to the adjoining village, and they asked that adjoining village, look, what went on? Is it any rivalry? Did you guys go over and start any funny business? Because if you did, you're going to have you something. And they said, no, we didn't even know about it. Didn't even know. Then they found one lady, and she went off to hospital. She was elderly, and they fixed her up in hospital as best they could before she died. They got revived her and stuff. And her account was, it was these young men that came to the village. There was 7 of them, and they had dogs' faces.
Oh, yeah.
And the police were like, really? And she said, yes, that's what happened. And the police actually wrote it down on their police report in Uttar Pradesh. But again, I said, look, can I have a copy of that report, please? Yeah, can I get a copy of the report? But at the time, the prime minister of the country at the time, was quite it was very corrupt. So he was trying to get tourism up and running, and he squashed it. That's what this witness said. He squashed the report. He said, no, that's not going out on file.
Same with the LBL.
Oh, is that what happened with LBL? Is that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're fairly similar too, and because of tourism and the amount of money that comes in from the government, if there was a known dog-headed person, nobody's going to visit the park. And that's when, even I've looked back to see where it would have taken place, dates, all gone. And if anybody says something about it, the police will approach them and say, no, you're done. Don't talk about that ever again. So it's fairly similar too.
It is.
gentlemen, if I can just interject, if you look up Uttar Pradesh in the 1990s, over 490 people were killed and eaten.
No kidding.
No, I think there was an article, wolf attacks, Uttar Pradesh, 1990s, and there should be a picture of one of these things. It was in the foothills.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
something like 493 people killed and eaten in a decade.
Well, they're doing that too in Tennessee.
And in Limpopo land in Africa, there's a big black wolf absolutely tearing the mincemeat out of people when it crosses through a wood.
Yeah.
When
That's that is what it, my recall isn't very good today.
Yeah, there is a picture of a lad with his arm in a cask, and he's got bandages head to toe.
Wow.
Cole, do you want to read that question out?
Go ahead.
Dan, have you heard of the sea monster in San Francisco? In San Francisco Bay? Are the plesiosaurs? I can't say.
Plesiosaurs.
That's why I asked you to read it out. I didn't want to read it out.
Oh, it's kind of tiny, so. But I have not heard of the one that's in San Francisco Bay. In fact,
well documented, to be honest. I mean, I've read it several times, to be honest. Damn it. I think it's been seen recently, to be honest. But
really,
have you seen the latest guy kayaking on Loch Ness with his drone camera?
No, huh?
No.
You should. Oh, mate, he does one right above. There's 3 or 4 kayaks on the beach.
Canoe, innit?
And it's right there. It's about 20 foot long.
Yeah, honestly.
You can make it as clear as day.
Yeah, it's about
that figures.
It's like literally come right up to the water's edge on the beach, and its head must be just sticking above. You know, like the eyes are watching him. But the rest of it, it's
AI or something. But yeah, I got it sent to me.
I think that's real. I don't care what anyone.
It could be.
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Sorry,
Adam.
That looks real to me.
Oh yeah, that one too. I'm surprised that one got past me. So I live right down the way. So.
Cole, got another question you want to read out?
Well, Dan, have you heard of the Thunderbird on the New Britain Island?
Oh, not New Britain. I've heard there's one that's called
I'm going to try and say that because I can't say the word.
Oh yeah,
Petrosaurs.
Please,
Petrosaurs.
Please, you. Yeah, no, I can't get it either.
Yeah, I think it's petrosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and well, I don't know if you're familiar with Adam Davies.
Yeah.
He's been a cryptid researcher for years too, and has even gone with what's it called? Gone with Nat Geo, and they have done these huge walks with him, and he's been on Josh's show a couple times. Came up with another one of the footprint of the Yeti, and he went to Loch Ness to basically kind of study it and see what was going on. He said there was
he's English, yeah. Adam is English.
Yeah, Adam Davies, yeah, and
many times.
Yeah, he's been in a ton of shows too, but he's actually in Tennessee now. Just moved, and he's been out here for a little while.
Yeah,
but yeah, basically he said they did a dive on it, and there is not enough food to even sustain a large fish. And he says there are eels that are in that lake. So, and I've talked to Adam a couple times, and if he said it, he's straight truth on stuff like that. So it'd be interesting. Yeah,
I personally think it's coming from the sea because it is linked to the sea.
Yeah.
So I don't think it lives there. I think it just visits.
Well, it's got a way that it can end up going to the ocean.
Yeah.
And so there's a ton of tunnels and trails and stuff like that underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, it has its own weather system as well at the bottom.
Yeah, their own
Yeah.
And
Microsystems.
there is a radar signature of two things rising off the bottom. Both of them were 40-foot long,
Long, yeah.
rising above to get above the storm.
Camera, because I'm off for a wee.
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah. Took me a second to read what he said.
Okay. I've got you get with your group, you've got two groups I know about, the Cryptid Wrangler, and you've also got a supernatural power Cryptid Wrangler, supernatural, paranormal. It's quite a long one, but what do you call it?
Elementalism. I wrote it down because I knew I wouldn't remember.
I know. I try. I was so embarrassed. I've been practicing it today, but I couldn't remember the whole lot of it. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
I started it and I still can't remember all of it. I think we were just trying to cover a larger perspective, and we ended up finding. Go ahead.
Because you get help and funding with. I'll just put it up. You did explain to me. I put it up to show people because it's really cool company. I'll get it up for you. You sent it on Facebook, and let's have a look.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Rustic Supply Co.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as
and
you can see,
he does all this metal work, and basically it's all painted black, so it's kind of like you'll have a tree in the background, then you'll have a Dogman. He actually gave me one of the lamps too, but it looks like it's standing in front of more of like a 3D vision of it, and he's done. I mean, if you've seen the catalog, he's done a ton of stuff too, and specifically a lot towards cryptids alone.
Yeah, that's really cool stuff on there. I must admit, really cool stuff.
Yeah,
I like it. I do like it. It's nice.
I'll make sure I'll send one to you.
Sorry?
Oh, I'll send something to you from him.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
That's nice of you. Thank you. It's so that company helps fund your work.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And your
he's the
documentary.
first sponsor that I have seen in the majority of Facebook groups. So yeah, and I normally don't allow sales on any of the groups. It just kind of takes away the focus of what you're reading versus what you're seeing, and it's a little bit difficult. So yeah, it was. He called or he messaged me, and he said, "Hey, would you mind if I showed you these, and if it would be possible to sell them on the group?" And I said, "You've asked, sure, no problem." And he says, "Well, let's sponsor you." And I said, "Okay, perfect, that'd be great." So yeah,
that's
good guy.
I like it because it's quite pertaining to what you do anyway. Because it looks like he's, he or she. I think it's a he, isn't it? You said is it, Dogman. He's got what we would call Mornan, the Mornan Owlman. But it's got Bigfoot. It's like as if he's fascinated by them as well.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he definitely is, because he was doing other work prior to this, and this was kind of like a side job, and he just really got into it. I mean, he's got huge chandeliers that can go in restaurants of all the cryptids all the way across, all the way around. And I'm just like, my gosh, where do you come up with all these ideas and stuff? But he does incredible work. He really does.
Yeah. Wow. Another quick question I've got to ask you. You've got a lot of members on your group.
Yeah.
Last I looked, 28,000.
Yeah. We started with 30.
Damn. You've done so well. I have to ask you this. What's been the most sort of credible accounts that you've had from your members on your page? The accounts that you think, you know what, damn, that's like, that's a one-off. That's a strange one.
There's a couple that have really stuck out in my mind. and like Martin Groves with, you know, his Dogman and the Bigfoot. But there's a couple, except for, which are pretty scary. I mean, to shoot a Dogman 22 times with so many different caliber bullets and not kill it and still coming for you, that would scare me. I mean, these two hunters, they knew what they were doing. They were shooting 45 caliber and, you know, all these different long rifles, and for it to still come at them, hit them in a four-wheeler, knock them over, knock one of them out, and it just kept coming and it wouldn't stop. So that's one of them. But you know, Martin Groves is I'm good friends with him. In fact, he's almost family to me. Him and Daryl Denton, and that's another one that really just, it was nice because I got a chance to hang out with Martin, and he's on the mend. So, but
So
to be able
Daniel,
to ask him, what's that?
so Daniel, you ever heard the account? It was on Dogman Encounters about the group of 4 guys that I think went to Oklahoma or Ohio to specifically to hunt one down, kill it, so they could prove they existed. And they took a Rigby 660, you know, which is used for killing elephants and rhinoceros. And the guy fired one in the throat and one round in the head, and the thing still survived.
Yeah, and we don't know why. And there's 2 separate sides of the community, and it's divided, and I've tried to change that too. There are people that believe in, they call it the woo, you know, like the paranormal part of it, and showing up in different places and seconds, and what was going with that? I forgot what I was going to say completely.
Whether it's a physical creature or it's some sort of paranormal.
The woo paranormal side versus flesh and blood.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to people, and their families are divided. It's to that point. The dad believes the whole paranormal side on it, and the son doesn't want anything to do with it. He knows it's flesh and blood, and there's no way you're going to change his mind. But that's how our community is divided. I mean, either you believe or you don't believe, you know. And it's sad that it has to be that way. There was a guy, Robert, that I was going to do. We were going to do a podcast, but it was only going to be people that have been chosen because of their thoughts of, you know, woo and the paranormal, and not. And I wanted to, not to sound big, but I was going to be the judge, and we were going to have people from the woo side, and then we're also going to have the side that doesn't. So there's a scientific side, which was really great. I mean, we're talking evidence collection and you know, certain ways of food systems and different places like that. And so it's sorry. It was basically, I was going to be the judge and just sit in between. And instead of having each other yell and scream over at each other, it was, hey, I'm going to give you, you know, 2 minutes, and then you stop and give the other side 2 minutes. That way you can hear each other. Evidence collection. Yeah, just something that you can start to consider and heal this huge gap that we have.
Well, personally, I think they're flesh and blood, but they can do a whole bunch of stuff that we just only have a limited understanding of. They come with a whole box of magic tricks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, like, I mean, the cloaking, etc. But any animal that can leave a big pile of poo on the wood floor and disappear, you know, it's a combination of both. I mean, it's like the Sabe people or the Bigfoot. You know, they can do more or less the same thing. And you know, like the portals walking through. I've had experiences in a couple of places I've lived.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. So I to me they're flesh and blood, but they just have a whole bunch of tricks that still need a whole lot of research and understanding and what have you.
Yeah, I've been in the paranormal for almost 40 years now, and it's just one of those things. I'm an empath, and I see a lot of the things, and that would I was thinking, how would I get that across? Because I understand it, and I understand how certain things are done to be seen, and then cryptids for the past 17 years, and it's really interesting.
I've got a picture of one. Oh God, I'm really going to have to catalog all these pictures. But one where he's emanating violet light, because the way they operate in the electromagnetic spectrum.
Oh yes,
where when they project it, it's sort of like a violet. I wouldn't say pink, but sort of like a violet light. And it was right across the pathway from a house where there was a church, and you see the head coming out, and the doors are open, while there's another one on the left hiding up in the tree.
Wow.
So
yeah, there's
a
lot of.
I think they do operate using the electromagnetic field or within that spectrum.
Yeah, they do have certain abilities within that spectrum too, but it's almost like you say somebody, hey, there's no such thing as paranormal, and then you start to see some of this stuff, and you're going, okay, well, this is paranormal and hybrid of some sort, and that's how it's seen in a lot of places.
You see, Daniel, I've been on a lot of paranormal, doing my own investigations with paranormal ghosts and all kinds of like arcane, more arcane work. Even like, and I've the more I delve into the paranormal, the more I realize there's a strong correlation between the two, between Dogman and the paranormal. There's markers which the traits I find are one, the emanation or the comprehension of fear. That's one.
Definitely.
And that's something that they share. Secondly, is the absurdity of it. Now, what I mean by the absurdity is it will manifest. I'm talking paranormal and Dogman. It will manifest. It will it will show itself in a situation that or in a manner which, to recount it, would make you sound absolutely absurd.
Correct. Yeah.
And Dogman does the same thing, and the paranormal does the same thing. When I've been in I've had entities like shadow beings. I've had demonic forces, which I consider to be demonic forces, and they have this same absurdity about them that it's the most oddest. They do things which are illogical. Just they do things and present themselves in a manner which they, as if they know that. I tell you what, if you try and tell this story, you're going to sound absolutely bonkers. But hey, guess what? I'm still here, and that you still witnessed me. But you've done it in such a manner that it may be that if it was paranormal, one of the most absurd ones that I had was when I went to the toilet, and for no reason, I went for a wee. No reason at all. I kind of had to sit down on the toilet with the seat down. I had to sit down on the toilet, and I just like passed out.
Wow.
It just, something zapped my energy so much, so it just zapped my energy. And at the same time, a entity, a ghost. I don't like saying ghost really, but an entity presented itself to my then partner in bed, who was a non-believer, a total non-believer. And this thing sat on the end of her bed and was talking to her. As the moment it went, is the moment I kind of recovered. I went into the bedroom and I said, oh, and she's looked at me and said, oh, you know, what's up with you? Who took the jam out of your donut? And I was like, no. I said, honestly, I just was just passed out, almost whited out. It's like a white out. I just like, dude, totally drained. But to recount that to someone in a situation it was in, being with the toilet, it sounds absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And we get this again, we get the same thing with this Dogman thing going on. You know, it's I saw a type 2, what I believe a type 2 Dogman, and it was in a shack, Daniel. It was in the woods, and there was a pallet up against the shack. I didn't even see it. I went walking past it, but I was filming. As I was filming, a follower messaged me, Phil, gave me a timestamp. You want to go back to that timestamp? There's something in that little shack. And it's basically like a tiny, not a tiny, I suppose about, it was maybe 6 foot by 4.5, 5 foot high in the middle of the wood, It took me an hour to get there. And went back to the timestamp, sure as eggs. There was a large gorilla-faced, flat-faced type 2 Dogman. You know, the broad one that I think sometimes gets mistaken as Bigfoot. And it was in there, and you could see it blinking and it moving its head as I went past. But absurd. And it had a pallet, a human-made pallet up against a shack.
That they could be resourceful anywhere. You know, I mean, they could pull food from anywhere. I've heard them coming into people's backyards and taking off with the dog. I mean, but the whole paranormal side of it is interesting, but I don't think science is as smart as we think we are. I think that there's a whole nother side to, you know, portals, all these different red eyes versus blue eyes and green eyes. There's so many different ways that people talk about them, I guess I should say. But I don't think science is as caught up as we think we are. We think right now we're genius because we've got AI and we've got this, and we take these pictures off our phone. I don't, even it being in a 4D world, it's just not very believable that we know everything. I mean, we only know 7% of the oceans all over the world, but there's something else to it, whether it's a portal or interdimensional portals. I think there's something out there.
We have a big problem. You're quite right, and I think it's because these things are going on, and it's not made up. The witnesses are not lying about this. There's too many witness accounts from really credible people. You know, they don't stand to gain anything. And I think you're completely right when you say that science hasn't caught up, and that's the reason why we don't understand. We just don't understand. We are Galileo, who is now housebound because we say that we revolve around the sun. You know, whereas, you know, in the time they said no, the sun revolves around us. You know, and I think we're kind of Galileo in a way. We're outnumbered, and we have a problem, and that is there's two things. One is technology, like you say. We don't know to have the capabilities, and this goes across the spectrum. For UFOs, it goes for the orbs that you see, it goes for Dogman, it goes for Bigfoot, it goes for ghosts, it goes for all paranormal. We don't have the tools because we don't know what we're dealing with. We haven't and we can't find, and it's hard because with science will only investigate if it is commercially viable for them to investigate and to produce equipment to detect these things. It'll only do that if there's a financial backing, and the financial backing won't back something that is basically a money pit, because we don't know to what ends we're dealing with, and that's, I think, a big problem. So yeah, I think you are absolutely 100% behind you. We don't know because of technology. Oh, we've got
We're not
Mike.
half as smart as we think we are.
No, we're not. No, exactly. And you know, it's always we kind of we make a just want to say hi to Mike from MT Paranormal. In America. He's a really nice guy, and his boots on the ground, paranormal investigator, and really nice guy. We've got a question of notice. Boo. I've noticed and felt you are the best equipment connect with what's out there.
Exactly. That you're not going to get any more computer than the human senses,
No,
because we can incorporate them all at one time. You know, that I can hear something, I can see something. Other than that, it's just it's we still have to interpret it, even if it's to a computer, if what we want. So we're still superior until everybody said, well, AI now is just going to take over everything. It still has to come from our mind.
Can I ask you a question, Dan?
Yeah.
Obviously, I spoke to you and loads of US guys are, you know, great guys. And people have put to me, what is the connection with aliens? I mean, I've had a report where they've seen a Dogman / Bigfoot. The next minute they're seeing a UFO or UAP. And they, you know, our American colleagues, I've spoke to loads of them, and they've seen the same thing. What do you think the connection is, Dan?
I think there is so many different things that we, again, think we know. Even like I for some of our traumatic encounters, I have found 2 others and myself to speak to people about these encounters that are so traumatic that it's causing PTSD, you know, and that's something that you would get in a war. But for the reports that I have taken,
I mean, we discussed that, right?
Yeah, no, I haven't gotten any.
What the effects they have on people that, you know, we sort of like listen to, and they've turned out all right, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, well, we don't know how deep paranormal goes. It's paranormal because it's something that's not ordinary. But there's, you know, with science, we are still far behind. We don't know as much about the frequencies and, you know, people being zapped, but not seeing it. Well, there's only so much that we can do in a certain amount of time. But I've taken, I think, one report that was that did have the UFOs in the background. In fact, Ronnie LeBlanc has got a book, and when he was going by some, I think it was a gate, he could feel this and frequencies and rushing at him, but there was nothing there. But then he goes up the road. He's freaked out, obviously, and that doesn't help either. And there's a UFO taking off. I've only gotten maybe, you know, Ronnie's story and one other. But, you know, we don't know frequencies. We don't know.
Loads. Yeah, Stanley, the question, the government just know. They could put so much down, don't they? I mean, US is the best, you know, example.
Yeah. Well, you know, and there are certain people that I believe, because I've talked to them, you know, their demeanor, you know, if they say something like, well, this thing stepped out of a portal. Well, for certain people, I go, I'm sure it did, you know.
Mm.
In fact, Daryl and Martin have both seen that in the LBL, where, you know, something has stepped out of a portal.
Well, Adam
And
Davis reported a portal, didn't he? Was it with the Bigfoot, or was it the Dogman? I can't remember. I think
it was a Dogman. Yeah,
Yeah.
it came up right behind their truck. Martin was driving, and it came up behind the truck. I think they said 12 feet tall, which is still pretty good size for Dogman. And
Yeah.
you know, like you respect somebody's opinion. That's if somebody says, "Hey, this is what I saw," you take them up on it,
So-
because there's some people that, the majority of people, that you just go, okay, maybe.
Mm. You
And
get a feeling, don't you? You
Yeah.
don't get.
We've got a question which is to everyone here. How much do you guys think the government knows about Dogman?
Absolutely.
Larry is the one that runs the Cryptid Wrangler. And then I've got Michael Goucher, who's running the UFO Reptilian. And then I've got Ryan Ladd, I believe, who is running the Paranormal. So I just recognized the name up there, and I told them, these guys have taken so much weight off of me from these groups that I'm able to work on the book, that I'm able to do, you know, these documentaries and film up on them. But they know so much more than they allow. I mean, look at the UFO community. We're all unlocked on COVID, and all of a sudden they say, "Oh yeah, by the way, we know there's aliens and UFOs out there." That's because people aren't going to freak out. But I've talked to a couple people, and we think that the government's next one that's going to come out is these cryptids. So they know. I mean, especially if they've been around for, you know, 10,000 years.
Thousands of years.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, spoken of in the Bible and whatnot, but they know a lot more than they're going to tell you. I mean, I had been on a podcast that was one of mine, and I was talking about, oh yeah, it would be neat to go all over the U.S. and see these. I got a phone call probably 10 days later, and it said, "Hey, we saw your profile or your podcast. We're looking for somebody. We'll pay them $50 an hour. We'll fly them out there, and you know, you can say yes, thumbs up, or thumbs down." And I kind of got a little weird for a while, and it was basically all the numbers were zero. And as soon as I hung up the phone, it came off, you know, the list of recents, gone, nothing. So I couldn't even prove, but I'm sure it had something to do with government. So they know way more than they're going to tell
Yeah,
you.
I was going to say, first 3-4 years I was doing this, I had some funny business.
Yeah, I've had a
Yeah.
lot of people that
Yeah,
are well known in the community that have that same thing. You
yeah,
know, where there's a black truck sitting across the
Yeah,
street from
that's
their
right,
house.
Adam.
That's
yeah.
right.
We
I've
did
had
it
people,
weeks ago.
yeah, I've
Adam
had people ring.
Davis. Yeah, Adam Davis' life-changing portal experience
Johnson.
was at Matthew Johnson's site, and with Sasquatch, Janu, and Portal Guards. Amazing interview on the confessionals. It was.
Yeah.
I also interviewed Matthew Johnson as well.
Oh yeah.
Very you know, very intelligent, coherent man. I actually got quite a lot of respect for him. I really do. You know, he's nobody's fool, put it that way. And I did try, and I did approach. I messaged Mr. Davis to come on to have a chat. You know, I'd dearly love to talk to him about his experience. And I know he must be all portaled out by now. And I said on the message, you must be portaled out, because, you know, everyone's like, what happened at the portal? What happened at the portal? But it is an instrumental, it is a point in time which is kind of pivotal. It's a pivotal point, that portal was. You know, it's like kind of, because it's something you don't often see, and there's so much detail there to unpack that still really needs unpacking. And it's very important that we do discuss it. We discuss about the entities coming through, the red-eyed, dark, 4-foot-high entities, because all of these paranormal cryptids experiences, I honestly 100%, as I've floated through this thing, I believe they're all joined. They're all emanating basically from the same source, if you like.
Yeah.
And it's not until you contrast. I'd like to contrast the portal episode from Mr. Davis' point of view, and contrast that with Matthew's point of view. You know, so we get both the flip side of it. Not to trip anyone up, but just to get to some common ground. So at least we know, and I know, well, okay, this did happen. Both witnessed this, and this was a sketchier, more grey area, you know. But unless we sort of talk, and this goes across the board for both for ghost hunting, paranormal, Dogman, I think all of the witnesses, I think, have got to, and these groups, it's very, very important that these groups, that at the moment they're all kind of like isolated, and a Bigfoot group won't talk to a Dogman group. Paranormal ghosts won't really get involved with, you know, if I've tried to, you know, apply to go on to paranormal groups, and they turn around and go, "Oh, we've seen you, yeah, you're a Dogman," but no, sorry, mate, we're paranormal. But actually, I'm paranormal as well. Is this something which you would encourage with your group, to kind of piecemeal together these different attributing factors to find one single goal, Daniel?
I think it's more important for the community to stop being so divided. Okay, understand, maybe there is a paranormal. Maybe there isn't, you know, flesh and blood. Maybe it's something in between. You never know. But for it to divide such a huge community, you can't say what is real and what isn't real, because you don't know. It's like it's a pseudoscience. So it really doesn't matter what.
Really.
What's that?
You just got to be open-minded about everything in this game, really.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Well-
it's just we're not there yet, I guess is how to say it. We're not smart enough to take into consideration all these different things. I mean, look at the if you have a really high energy field in your house, and you're getting headaches, and you're getting migraines, you're getting, you know, anxious, you feel like somebody's watching you, that's, you know, a high energy area. So who's to say that, you know, like the, what they call it, not the larger mammals, predators have it, infrasound. How do we know that this Bigfoot is using infrasound? Because what it's doing is stunning the prey. So that is what people are considering zaps.
Yeah, tigers.
Yeah, yeah, and it's you know, it's yeah, tigers definitely, and
Yeah,
but
114
Bigfoot
decibels.
can do it. Yeah, Bigfoot can do it too, and they'll, you know, point them into this little gate, and then they'll hit them with infrasound, or a person with infrasound, and you feel it. You don't see it, you don't hear it, you can't smell it, can't taste it, but it happens.
You know
So
it's there.
yeah, so it's kind of I don't think any part of science is going to come together with somebody else and say, hey, we've got the frequencies here. This is what it does to people. This is what it does to animals. There's just, you can't get two people that have similar ideas on the same page, because they both, you know, the woo and the woo that isn't, you know. So it depends, you know, it's a lot. I don't think we're there yet. So, but I think we got a lot more learning to do. Yeah.
I've got a question, Daniel.
Sure, sure.
In your experience, and maybe this is more paranormal based, but to have an experience, do we have to be a believer? Do we have to entertain the fact that there is an afterlife or a paranormality out there to experience it?
Are you talking cryptids or just strictly?
Yeah, I'm talking. There's two very distinct type of people. There's that I've spoken to, and those types are either the ones which do believe in the possibility and have experienced it, and the ones which are very black and white who don't believe in paranormality or cryptids, and they don't witness anything. And I find that it's a strange conundrum to me that there's people out there who logically say, no, it's impossible. You're talking a load of old tosh filth. You know, there is no cryptids, there is no ghosts. Everything is accountable. You know, the door closing for no reason at all, the tapping at the window, it's all accountable by logical example, and those people don't seem to ever have any. Is that something which you think is a trait that you have to believe to experience?
No, not at all, because whether you believe or not, and somebody asks you that question and you say, well, I'm a Christian, so the only ghost is the Holy Ghost. But you get somebody that has had a profound experience and it's drawn them closer in Christianity. So I'm trying to think how to say, I don't, we're conditioned as kids, you know, hey, we see a ghost, you scream for mom, mom says there's no such thing as ghosts. Okay, that's fine. There's a monster under my bed, in my closet. No, there isn't. We're conditioned to go, okay, this stuff doesn't exist. So if this doesn't exist, this isn't happening. And I'm seeing more PTSD and a lot more Dogman cases, reports coming in that are, how do I say it? They're scared so bad it's PTSD. And it's just, it depends on how you view it. You know, if your parents never say, oh, well, there's a ghost over there. Yeah. But nobody will say a word about it to anybody. And I've seen people that have gone 10, 12 years in their life with all these symptoms of PTSD, sleeping and self-medicating, because they don't want to talk to anybody because they're afraid that they're going to be crazy. So there's another route that we're trying to get to about, I guess, how to say, does that make sense, I guess?
No, thank you for that. It does make sense. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does make
I wasn't
sense.
sure if it was.
Yeah, that was
That'd be good.
that was a, you know, it's like everything else. You know, every question in this whole realm that we're in, because we don't have any definitive answers, is a lot of it is supposition, and a lot of it is the witness is the most crucial part, and the witness is the whole validity. That's the point. It's the witness, I feel, that brings the evidence insofar as they've experienced it and it's had an effect on them, and that's the only thing that we can use as a gauge, because it's a very personal thing, both with paranormal, ghost hunting, with cryptids as well. It 9 times out of 10, it's on an individual, once again, absurd, is on an individual basis, an individual experience. And I so wish to God that it wasn't. I wish it was like a mass sighting somewhere, but you know,
We're
it's
not there yet.
We're not there
That's
yet.
what I meant. We're not there
That's
yet.
that's the absurdity, Daniel. That's the absurdity of it. It won't turn up at Walmart, outside.
Yeah.
It won't turn up, Asda's over here. It's like, we've got a question. Do you think we are, this is to everyone, do you think we are having more portals appear, stroke open, or are we just noticing them more?
I think we're noticing them more.
Definitely, I think that's true too. But then I see or if we're noticing them more, we have cameras on our phones. It could go both ways. But yes, I agree. um, I'm trying to think of how to say it. It's weird because I have what I'm going to say in my mind and it makes sense to me. And that's another problem too, is you could have two people at the same place having the exact same experience, and you can divide them up and one's going to give you a completely different story. So even the validity of people, oh, well, I've seen this. Well, the guy next to you did too, and he's going to say something completely different. So, but you're right. That is our litmus paper of yes, it's real. No, it's not. But that's the only way we can get any evidence in until there is something different. We're going to have to stick with what people say. So,
Yeah. But it's the only thing we can do, isn't it? It's it's one of these things which it's fascinating with the paranormal side of things, and the cryptid side as well, because I don't know, it's just there's a the only thing I would say is, in my experience, Dogman, cryptids, paranormal, they all have those same traits. Now, with UFOs, aliens, abductions, they are quintessentially different. They are set apart. They are something set apart. We've still. It's almost and I've got my own theory on the alien thing. I've got my own theory, and it's like kind of, it came to me in a bit of a dream, and I thought, oh yeah, I think with the aliens, I think that we're dealing with, I do think they are in a way us.
yeah, at least partially of us. Yeah.
I do think partially. I think they are basically us. The only thing I can't quite get my head around is they seem to be again absurdly stupid when it comes to any type of communication or understanding of us. For all their technology, they're like children.
Yeah. I mean, you've got so many different things to gauge what somebody's saying from one side to the other. I mean, we're just going to have more interactions, whether it's intelligent or not.
Yeah. No, that's right, exactly. No, it's quite true. I mean, I will put up just quickly with Mike from MT Paranormal. He had a video which was really fascinating. And he was out with the cameraman, his buddy, and they had thermal, and the cameraman wasn't even looking for it. He didn't know it was there to look for. I think the way it happened, I could be wrong, put me right, Mike, on this, but I think the cameraman just had a thermal gun facing upwards, because he just was standing around and had it facing upwards, and it was facing to the trees at the top. And he picked up this quite large, round, revolving, and on thermal, when he'd set it up, I think the darker the image, the hotter it was. It was, it was that, because you can have different options, can't you? And I think it was the darker was hotter, and he had thermal up there, and this thing was revolving like a small whirlpool around the trees, and it was moving. And on the thermal, he had, like I said here, over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit register on the thermal of this thing revolving and moving. I'd urge anyone just check out his channel, sub to him, and check out that video. It's absolutely amazing. Really, it's very rare that you can't get anything like that on thermal.
1,000 degrees. That's hot. That's really hot.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. That is like, yeah, amazing. Can I ask you mentioned about your and I don't want you to give away too much, but do your documentary, but how's that going to be different to other documentaries on Dogman?
Well, there's one that I had started that was going to be a documentary, but it's at Black Star Canyon, and it's one of the most haunted places in the country. And I went out there to do that, and that huge forest fire that you saw, the airport fire, that devastated hundreds and hundreds of acres, that I was going to do originally, and I was going to call it Black Star. And then I had done another one I came up with. It was called Beasts of the East. And basically it was to go out to these places where, Scott Carpenter was, and to talk to people that have had experiences recently. And that's when the flood hit. So natural disasters they can take out a documentary, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So the other one that I'm doing now is with a guy named Paul Chafin. He's an incredible Dogman researcher, field researcher too. Great pictures, everything. And I had gone out with him 2 years ago, and you get a weird feeling in those woods. But we said it's just going to be us and a film crew. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend 3 days and 3 nights in the Daniel Boone, where most of the Dogman encounters happen and have been seen and reported, actually. So I think we're just going to stick with that, and bar no natural disasters, it may happen in November, so it could end up being rained out or something anymore. So
It's funny with natural disasters. A lot of times, like was it in I think it was in Japan, the tsunami, and then afterwards, all of the street CCTV kept picking up these ethereal figures,
really,
spirits. Yeah. I kept picking up these spirits, almost like kind of fleeting and going down streets and past doorways and things like that. Yeah, it's very famous. There's a lot of footage of that. The tsunami in Japan. You see, Colin? Yeah.
See the climbing over, come out the sea, then climbed over the building.
Yeah,
the biggest famous one out of it. Yeah.
And that's another thing too. We don't know energies as we think we do. There's tons of different types of energies, but unless it's in the news or constantly brought up, nobody knows.
You're going back to media again, aren't you? Now you can take a picture within 10 seconds, it's around the world. That's why everything's getting more reported and more reports.
Yeah, like EMP, affects all the electronics and everything. But there's got to be hundreds of types of energy forms.
Yeah.
But we don't know them. And so I don't think much of it goes towards the idea or classification that we would want in, Dogman sighting encounter and whatnot. So, yeah, it could be different completely. Be interesting.
If you guys don't mind, I'm going to bring something up that was in the comments. It's not exactly a question. It's a more of an observation, I think, but it's just it struck me as being interesting. I'd like to get your opinion on this because I think it's quite pertaining. There's been stories of people casting aliens that try to abduct them. They cried out, "Let go of me and leave me," and they disappeared. So they are demons. This is proof. What struck me, yeah. Go on, Daniel.
And I've heard that too. I've also heard it with Dogman and Sasquatch, that you say the Lord's name and they're gone. But I haven't heard something that was not distinct and not knowing whether it was a demon or not. That's a good question. It's God. Now that I'm thinking, God, yeah. Go ahead.
Now, go on, Cole. Go on, you go, mate.
Well, I don't know. I really, to be honest, it's hard to answer, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Not
It's
like you say, we've come across this before, and we have discussed this. I mean, you've had reports. These things appear in front of them, and it says by the Holy Christ, and they've gone.
yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't understand it. I can't get my head around it personally.
Yeah. Well, I didn't understand because they were saying this to Sasquatch, and it was happening.
Yeah, see, I've had reports from that as well. They said the same
on
thing to
both.
Dogman, you know, and held the cross up, you know, be gone, and they're gone.
Exactly.
Hold
Yeah.
on, wait, I don't, you know.
And we don't
Well,
know how deep in religion or your belief.
Exactly. Why did it do it with, or you say anything else? If you said, you know, be gone by Buddha, would it have the same effect?
Exactly. And you
I don't
know,
know.
we're not there to kind of cast that question. So
That's
we
it. I'm
can
not
answer.
personally. I'm not religious, but I'm not knocking it. You know, everybody to their own. But why
Yeah.
is it just do it when they say be gone by God?
Yeah.
You
And I've
answer
had
that?
people tell me that, you know, because they're not made in God's image, they're all evil. So that explains some. But what about people that get this overwhelming, just I can't think how to say it, overwhelming demonic feeling, and it's a Dogman, and then the exact opposite. So,
Yeah.
you know, for every 5 questions you think you know the answer to, you might only have one. So, it's
well,
different.
the one time it happened to me when I was asleep in bed, it was trying to wake me up. I just told it to F off, and it did.
Yeah, it worked.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
nothing
think-
about Christ or Buddha.
Usually works for me, that one.
yeah.
You've
Well,
done a wee 4-hour slot, Phil. You want me to remind you. So
yeah.
Yeah. No,
And if
right.
I don't think my kids use it.
Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, it's 2 hours 11 minutes now.
Yeah.
Do you guys, if you guys want to continue, or we can wrap
I'm in
up?
no hurry. I'm good all the rest of the weekend. So, but it's
Yeah,
good.
another
It's
10
a really
minutes.
cool, fascinating.
Yeah,
if you want to wake up your audience, they'll probably be asleep by now. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they can
Yeah.
watch it on YouTube later or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and another thing with, like I was talking about Paul Chafin. Well, Colin, you know Paul.
Yeah.
He's West Coast Dogman, and an interesting thing. We trade theories, and one of them, they said, he specifically said they have to warn us before they can do something. Okay, well, what's that warning? Or, you know,
Yeah.
they can't attack you if you disregard what they say.
I can believe that, because the amount of stuff, I mean, amount of the US guys that I've talked to, they all had really severe growls and shacking of trees before it come at them. So basically, it was warning them to go, but they stood the ground and they paid the consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his theories too are incredible. I really enjoy talking with him. So it'd be cool in November to do it too. He's got so many theories that are pretty much so right on. It's why I just like talking to him. We throw ideas around back and forth, and I think he's right. They are not allowed to do something until something happens, whatever that something is. But it makes sense, because otherwise you just go by and you see all the pictures of them.
Do you think it's a code of practice from, or for some reason? Why is this code of practice happening? Why? Do you think? Do you know?
It's I think that he's had several occasions where it's happened that way, and whether they're detoured or not, you know, Sasquatch are the same thing. You go off a trail, you know, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things like that where you won't notice a thing, and then you'll say, "Oh," and then they'll start appearing afterwards. So I don't know if they're not there, and it's even in
Yeah,
our mind.
me
Yeah, even
myself,
in our mind.
I gave
Yeah,
them permission to come into the house,
yeah, yeah.
and it's almost like a mutual respect. You go to
Exactly.
their place, they come, and it's like Hannibal Lecter only eats the rude.
Yeah.
It's almost like good manners, good etiquette, and they like
Exactly.
that. They like a bit of respect,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I've heard people say that they show up in the middle of the night. They didn't come through the front door. All the windows are locked. Everything's closed.
yeah.
And all of a sudden, they show up in the middle of their bedroom. You
I've
know?
had one. I've had one pop my front door at 2:10 in the morning.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's crazy, but
I sat in my bedroom, just sat in the corner looking at me,
yeah, yeah. I've had a
prodding
couple of
me.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prodding me.
yeah. In
Yeah,
fact, basically, I have an older Native American that is on the other side of my street here. And I've been trying to
yeah.
get Colin to move out here, but
Nearly did, nearly. I
yeah,
was going to come last year, wasn't I?
yeah. And so I really didn't understand the older Native American that's on the other side of the street. And I asked a friend, and I said, "Hey, have you ever seen stuff as you're walking down?" And he goes, "No." And he says, "Why?" And I explained to him, and he goes, "You're kidding, right?" And no, I'm serious. And he's like, You realize that in Black Star Canyon, there was a whole huge massacre out there. And that's why, you know, it is the way it is. But there's also, like in the Irvine Company, is the next town up. And when they were building homes and stuff there, they came across the Indian burial and they stopped everything. Now it costs late 70s. It cost them $3 million. So when it came down to Mission Viejo, where I'm at, it was Rancho Miguel. And they saw what happened at Irvine. And when they came across the bones, they said, plow them. And just, and now I've got a guy across the street from me. And so, it's weird because we did a triangulation of where that would have most likely happened. And it's right here.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, I don't know if that's the real story, but that's what happens.
It's
So,
interesting.
yeah. So if you came out here, you know a little more.
Well, I think me and Phil are trying to plan. Is it next year? Maybe we'll do the Bigfoot experience, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds good.
no,
Yeah, all of you.
yeah, for sure. No,
Yeah.
definitely. I think Ian hit it on the head in a way. Also, there is boundaries with animals. I remember another thing. Last weekend. Went to a safari park, and I saw a red panda, and they're interesting creatures. Very interesting. Evidently, the leaves that they eat turn cyanide in their stomach.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not one scientist who can understand why they don't die. They consume enough cyanide to kill 2 men in a day. It turns cyanide in their stomach. But regardless, there many animals that I saw. I turned around to the ranger and I said, that rhinoceros looks like it can step out of that pen because it's only like 2 foot tall. And the red panda can, they're quite agile. And the fence is only like 4 foot with a small ditch, in front of it. Why doesn't it leave? Why don't these animals leave? They're very agile animals. He said, because they're fooled, Phil. He said, they can calculate and risk assess. And if the risk for them to leave is too great, they won't even try. So basically, we bluff them. We make it look as if it's too dangerous by putting a ditch in front of the fence. And when they view the fence, we know it's only 3 foot or 4 foot high. But with the ditch, from their point of view, it's way too deep and too high for them to get out, and they won't risk it. They could, but they don't risk it. So they bluff
That's
the animal.
true.
And I
Yeah.
think to a certain degree, it struck a note with me, and I thought, there's certain things with us that we're programmed not to go out at night. And a lot of people say to me, "You're mad, Phil. You're completely bonkers. Why do you love going out into forests and woods at night, where it's dangerous and you can't see anything, and you've got a torch, and my torches are quite pathetic actually. Colin's got the best torches, but why do you do it?" And I said, well, the reason is because we're not meant to be there. We're not engineered to be there. And there's a reason why, it's almost as if the only way to find out stuff is to go to a place that we're not engineered to go to see what is out there, see what is roaming about while we're fast asleep in bed. And I think that is part and parcel also with Dogman and us. I think in a way they're conditioned. I'm a strong believer that a lot of the Dogmen and cryptids are in places that we probably visit every day as families. And I'm talking about large parks, estates, reserves, places like that, places which are closed up at night and everyone has to leave. And there's a car park, and then there's a big expanse of land and forest and woods and dotted around. And I think it's because it's encapsulated. I think that those are the places, not so much the wilderness. I think those are the places which are governed. They kind of propagate them in there. They're safe in there. That's their boundary, and they don't leave. Even though it's only a 5 foot fence, they can bound over. They don't leave because, in a way, they're bluffed. They're kind of they know it's better to stay there than to be out. I think
Conditioned. Conditioned again. In their mind that this is the way it's always been. This is what we stick to. But that makes sense. Definitely.
I think these places do you think the same, Ian, don't you, with these big estates and places?
Yeah, I mean, first one, outside Reading, there's a donkey sanctuary, and right opposite there's a public park where I was informed there'd been 125 sightings in a 5-year period. But you go to the car park and all the dens, all the structures, all the teepees are around the car park next to the food bins, or the waste bins.
Yeah. Wow.
I've got a picture of a white and ginger one looking right back at me.
Okay.
Out the tree line.
Wow.
And there's plenty of fresh meat on the hoof in the donkey sanctuary.
Oh yeah.
I was looking because I went across the road. I'm looking for the scratches on the neck because you know they like to rape equine species and the like. But there was plenty of meat there, but no, they were all around the main car park. Here, there's a big former country home that's hotel, spa. It's very upmarket. Long Hanborough, all around there. That's where I saw you that picture of the big massive down structure, and that's right next to the main road, right opposite a village. But there seems to be a lot of I mean the first time I got growled at, I was doing a night shift. I was having a sneaky smoke out the back of the work next to the railway station. I got growled at twice there. On the street about between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
They're judging boundaries. They're checking our boundaries just as we're checking theirs.
Yeah, this is when I first started out because say the first 6 to 8 months they gave me the right runaround. But and then you get the trees where they've been pushed over and they're staggered. Yeah, like 2 or 3 together, where they put cubs in. I mean, that one at Bruin, Phil, I showed that video I did recently, the level of destruction. Our whole line, I mean, 2 two separate line of trees over 100 meters, exactly like that.
Mm.
I couldn't even get through the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to find like a point of entry, and I couldn't, because the way they overlapped and staggered them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
What
kind
we-
of one of those choke points, that Sasquatch use for feeding. They'll line the trees up and they'll start chasing whatever's through the middle, and it's automatically goes into that point. And it's a bad way to hunt,
Yeah.
but if you're a Sasquatch, I mean
Yeah.
that would make it the most.
I say these wolves, they use them for the young.
That too, yeah, nests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nests, upside down tree dens,
Yeah.
ambush pits. I've found.
Well, that's like Russell Acord on Expedition Bigfoot. He came across, I think it was like 6 or 7 nests. One that was above on a tree where the parents would be, and then lower they would have the juveniles and infants, but it would be next to the water, but enough to be safely away from them, just so that they don't wander off. So it's kind of similar to cribs like we use. So,
Yeah, I mean, I found a cub once in a den.
oh yeah.
I got within 3 or 5. I took a couple of pictures of it. I mean, I was in 3 or 5 feet of it. I was feeding it bacon, and I had the parents watching me the whole time.
Yeah.
And the mother got a bit pissed.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
And we traded with them, for
Yeah.
hundreds of years. We traded, they were good at making baskets and some type of fruits and stuff like that. But we would trade with them. So you can understand where the understanding of, well, these guys aren't gonna mess with me because their story's on their side, that it's gonna end up being I'm not even sure how to say that one either. But yeah, it'd be different terms, I guess. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Terms of endearment, a bit like the Jack Nicholson
there
film.
you go. Yeah,
A
exactly.
reckoning, a meeting in the middle.
Meeting in the middle. Yeah. Well,
The
it
middle
would go
way.
from
Yeah.
one clan to the next. So it would be kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a community there too. So, but there's a limitation.
I don't know about you, Daniel, but I always get a feeling that they really want to reach out. They really,
Oh yeah,
they want to reestablish what had been before.
yeah. I get that a lot too on some of the reports that I take in. They say that they're there if you want to talk to them, but they freak everybody out, and so almost everybody runs. So
Yeah,
there's gotta be something.
I think this is why a lot of people are so pro Bigfoot. Everyone's happy with them being around because they are so much like us.
Yeah.
But as soon as you see something upright that's canine, then you're thinking Van Helsing,
6 to 9
American
feet
Werewolf,
tall.
American Werewolf in London and the rest and the like, But I still think that's the best transformational scene in cinematic history. That
Which one?
Yeah.
the American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, all the rest of the other werewolf films that have been over the years, but that is still the best.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Back in the cynocephaly, there were 2 Greek. One was a physician, but they were talking about, oh yeah, I can see where these dog-headed beings would fit in, and then they would say in the next sentence, and a werewolf turning, whatever the moon phase is, we don't believe. So it's kind of a little bit of a written, yeah, I can understand this, but turning into a wolf, during a certain eclipse or whatnot, they don't.
I do believe there are shapeshifters out there.
Oh yeah. I've
For
gotten
sure.
a couple of reports on those too. Yeah.
But in terms of what we've been talking about or discussing, that there is a flesh and blood upright walking canine out there that can do a whole bunch of stuff that is still, I think for a lot of us, is still trying to get our heads wrapped around.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
But-
So many things that they do that we question.
yeah,
We want answers, you know.
But
So
it's funny, you know, we're still learning about the animal kingdom, very much so, and it's like I've learned, and one of the things I've learned are that a lot of so-called animals out there that we believe are carnivores are not. They're actually omnivores.
yeah.
Lions, tigers will eat berries.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I just read that earlier. That's funny you say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Giraffes will eat meat if need be. It's been witnessed that giraffes will eat like the carcass of a fox.
Deers too.
Yeah, you know, so it's put a new. They don't like to use the term anymore of carnivores or herbivores, because these animals will use what is around them. They're if they haven't got any meat and they're hungry, they will eat. Yeah, you know. So I think it's one of these things which opens a gateway up to Dogman, because and I think I was right. I don't particularly like the name Dogman really used for it, but it's not quite correct.
It was from a video or a DJ that was in a radio station.
Yeah.
And
Oh, was
a
it?
song had come in with something like
Yeah.
Dogman, and people were calling in and say, "Hey, play the Dogman song." And I think
Yeah.
that's how it picked up the name, which
Did
is
you-
kind of dumb, but
Did you see when that come out, Dan? And when the switchboard just jammed up, didn't it? People was ringing
Oh,
in
yeah.
and saying, "I had an
Yeah.
encounter."
and it wasn't even a good song.
Yeah, it was jammed for days apparently.
Yeah. And that's what I mean is, where does Dogman start and Cynocephaly end from the beginning, or either or? So it's we mess more things up than I think we find out. So now you got people that are watching Dogman that's a cartoon with a dog wearing diapers. What? Where did you get that?
Yeah.
Nope, there is.
Yeah. Oh, I got. I think we lost Ian. There we go.
Yeah.
I think he's back now. It should be.
Probably battery dead, is it? Is he?
Is he back in? No, hang on. Let's get him at stage. Oh, here we go. Sorry, Ian. I don't know where you just.
I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I thought you fell asleep, mate.
No. I mean, my charge is down to 17%, but I was just texting someone back and I pressed the wrong button.
Right. Yeah. No, it's just, you know, it's damned interesting, isn't it? It's like
I was say, Dogman. I like the term great wolf.
Yeah.
Or werewolf, simply because were means man in Old English, in Old Anglo-Saxon. Not the Long Cheney.
Yeah, true. Well, no, let's see. Gosh, I forgot what does it say now. That basically that when they were speaking in Greek with the two, I'm not sure if they're philosophers or physicians. That
I think there's philosophers, weren't they?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I keep trying to think of something and forget. So
that's fine. Quick question: would a Dogman leave a scent trail that a dog could track? My very limited experience leads me to believe that they do not leave a scent trail.
Oh, they do.
I'm a bit.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Yeah. No,
I'm sorry, guys, but I'm going to put this as a black and white yes and no for me. Especially females. Yes. They do leave a scent.
You are right. Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about
that. And if
they
like you, it's a very, very pleasant, flowery, scented smell.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking the opposite, that it was.
Oh yeah, yeah, that as well. The smelly pooey.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Urine, dead animal smell.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They use that
Absolutely.
as a cover, but we'll never know until. I mean, it probably
No.
won't be in any of our time whether it has a scent gland or not. You know, that's why I asked
Yeah.
Lauren. She's the
Yeah. There's
veterinarian, so hey,
uh,
does this happen? Okay, yeah, so it does. So
yeah. There's no yes or and an
no.
iron on that one for me.
And if you want to get up there and look, I mean, good luck with that.
Just follow my just follow my nose.
Exactly. Well, and I've also heard that it's not a scent gland; it's the remnants of the food, the blood, even the iron smell.
Like
That
Bigfoot.
the blood has. Yeah, yeah. And so it's.
Well, there's times when I've seen them or been close, and there's no smell at all.
See, the only ones
So
I've seen is one on a picture, and the other one was in a video. So, but yeah, no, I mean, there are probably so many questions out there that brought together you could write a whole book on.
Mm.
Would it do this? Would it do that? Until you can go up and ask, and you never know. So, yeah. But,
Dan, I
yeah.
wonder if I could ask, where do you stand when you must have had people come forward to you that have said that they've had mind speak from Dogman? Where do you stand on that? What do you think they're actually hearing?
I think there is some sort of a mind speak, and not your own dialogue. Like you would have, how you're doing something and you'll talk to yourself while you're doing it. It's not that, because it seems like it's coming from a, a whole third party person or cryptid. Um, and as many reports as I've gotten on Sasquatch and having that mind speak, it wouldn't be too far out there to think that Dogman does the same thing. And if they do, where would they get that from? Do they learn languages, or we've got so many different languages across the world. How would they know which type of accent to use? So I it wouldn't be too far out there to think that
I've
that's
got to
possible.
go. Sorry to interrupt, guys. I got to go. My charge is about. I was going to say, as long as it's not in French, I think we're good.
Yeah.
About the mind speak.
Yeah.
So
that blows me away. How can they speak something and know the exact, I don't know, pronunciation or whatever? So it's not at all impossible to believe.
Yeah.
No, I think with science, I mean, if we take it to be the one historic true account, well, not true account, but historic with some degree of accuracy, is the cynocephaly. And they spoke in a barking manner to each other. It was noted that they used to bark words at each
Or
other.
short growls, and so the short growls and the barking was they were known for. In fact, that's why the king sent missionaries over to see if they can convert them into Christianity. And they said, well,
right.
we can't, because they don't speak our language. And yet in their mind, they could hear and understand whatever they were saying. So it's, there's got to be something close to it.
Because Christos or St. Christopher was by a lot of more older religions believe he was a dogman.
Yeah, a saint. That I've gone through 100 documents on. He was dog-headed human, and when he converted, God changed him back to human. There's just so much so many
Did
stories
you,
from so many different
Dan?
people.
Did you read when you're reading through documents? Did you read that? I think it was it might have been in Turkey or somewhere where there was a nondescript church, small church that had a glass case, and in the glass case was a tooth of St. Christopher,
Huh?
and it was
Was
basically
it?
it looked like a canine tooth.
Really?
And they, venerated it. And it was like a real nondescript. Oh, do you know what? It's one of those things. I read it. I know I read
Yeah.
it. It's out
Oh, yeah.
there, but I can't be specific. But believe me, I'm not kidding about it. I did read it. And it was a nondescript small church that had this glass case, and inside was St. Christopher's tooth. And when it was analysed, it was a like they believed a canine tooth. Now, it was taken from the church and authorities analysed it, went
That was
missing, didn't it?
terrible.
And they turned around and said it was a hippopotamus tooth.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them down in the southwest part of Turkey. A lot of great wolves down there, because a colleague of mine, she went on holiday down there with her husband in 2018, 2019. And I asked her, because they were going around some of the old areas, Lycia, the old kingdom of Arazawa and Lycia, the Bronze Age, all the Trojan War stuff.
Yeah.
And they went off-road, found some caves, took some pictures, and 2 of them popped up.
Well, their dogmen are known to have double canine teeth, top and bottom.
Absolute mouthful of teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
got happy
weird.
smile pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whiter than white. And I tell you what, I mean, like between 4 and 4:30 in the morning in the summertime, that's the best time. If they roll their gums back or open their jaws, that's the best time to get. Yeah, because you can see the brightness of the teeth. And the really weird thing about these creatures is their teeth never dull or darken with age.
I did notice that too. I did.
You know?
It's just kind of one of those things where people.
I don't know if they have a really good dental care plan or it's just good hygiene.
It's probably not a dental plan.
Yeah.
Join a union and get medical insurance.
I'm just going to have a look through the comments, see if there's any questions out there.
And Larry is the one he's taking care of the education programs that we have begun teaching, and he runs one of the programs is a independent researcher, and we're putting 5 people together and we give them a subject and they just constantly dig for it. And he and I had gone over giants, and we had no clue there was that many stories and just incredible amount of information. So it's interesting because I thought about it because I live right near Catalina, and that was one of the ones where they found the redheaded giants. And I kind of talked with him about it, and I was getting people together. I wanted to go a little deeper. And there's we'll pass each other. Oh, did you see this one? And there's got to be 40, 50 of them. So Lovelock Cave, Florida, they're just everywhere. But the interesting part is the red-headed giants are also from Kandahar. So how did they get from Kandahar, if they started there, up into the United States? You would have to say that ice land bridge.
Well, there's a lot in the Middle East, weren't they, found as well?
Yeah.
It's all over the world. There's a lot in Ireland. There's a lot of cases in Ireland.
Yeah.
I wish Trump could open the Smithsonian Institute, their vault and warehouse.
I was going to say, I don't think he would get anything. I mean, it's like the Vatican.
Yeah.
They said that they have a Dogman and Sasquatch down there.
Yeah, I reckon.
okay, you know, I mean, that area that they have dug out for, I think it's like 1 by 6 miles, so it's huge. It's a huge corridor of just all this information. But if you you see something and you change that thinking type of thinking, if it has anything to do against religion, it's in that lower corridor.
Yeah.
So it could be,
Anything against power structures.
yeah.
Really.
Well, the Smithsonian's the same way. They're called
Yeah.
Umparts, and it's basically a place where they keep everything that's like from the metal age that is made way before metal. And you do,
Yeah.
the carbon dating, and it's not even remotely close to the same century as one of them. So and I've heard a lot about things about Smithsonian too.
Yeah.
They used to have a ton of mammoth bones and whatnot. And one night they just took them and they dumped them all in the river. So people are finding them now. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of sketchy things going on with Smithsonian, the Vatican. Nothing against religion, of course, but it's Uparts. Yeah, take a look. They've got some really weird hammers that are, before Christ. Yeah.
Well,
And
I
it's
think
just
I do think that it's tragic and also orchestrated from the point of view of our history is very, very limited. Who knows? It's almost we don't have. Now I understand that the written word was only really kept by more influential, richer, more powerful people. The normal commoners, as it were, didn't read and write as such, but they still had communication from the point of view of stories and accounts, which we would call probably folklore. But our history is very limited, and we don't, for all our great minds, we don't have a capability of remembering very well, and our memories filling gaps. And I think the powers to be utilize this, and they mask our past to a certain degree. They don't want us to reference the past, and they kind of like bury it in a way, pardon the pun, and it seems to be orchestrated. It seems to be, I mean, you think of it on a personal level, what really do you know anything about your great grandfather? Do you know very much about him at all?
not at all. Well, I had one grandfather, but it was like a year when I was the year I was born, and I think he passed after that. So yeah,
So
no, not much.
So really, when you look back on a personal level, we're very limited as to what we understand 2 generations back.
Yeah.
Let alone hundreds of years, and we're relying on a lot of accounts which we're trying to piecemeal together. In a way, I try to ignore the past to use as a reference if I possibly can. Saying that, cynocephaly, yeah, I've quoted that because it's a really valid account, I believe, because of the very because of the way it's been documented years ago.
Yeah.
But on the whole of it, by referencing the past, you kind of like, it's almost Chinese whispers. What we're doing is we're kind of referencing material that has also been influenced by that past. Yeah. So the person writing that material, which we're reading now, which it might be 400 years old, has been referenced from an earlier epoch, where from an earlier age, which and it all gets elaborated and blah, 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 mixed up and kind of Chinese whispered.
Guys, sorry to interrupt you, Phil. I'm definitely have to go now because my battery is literally down to 5%. So
all right.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's been
Hey,
an
thank you,
absolute
Ian.
pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Coming on,
Pleasure
mate.
to meet you, Daniel. And you,
Thank you.
Cole.
Nice
Have a
to
good
meet you.
one.
See you
Yeah,
later,
take care,
Ian.
guys. All the best.
All right.
Thank you. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye bye, mate. Bye. Dan, one thing I was
Yeah.
going to ask, right? As a team, when you go out, me and Cole were wondering this. We were thinking to ourselves, right, I think Cole's stuck actually. Hold on. Yeah, right, here we go. What do you think if I was to say that when we go out into the woods or forest one day, we get to a spot where we've got sufficient internet to then communicate with a group, your group, all the way over in the States. And then we can do a kind of cryptid paranormal thing where I call out, you would knock, and just see if, because of the the quantum world's kind of like in our face at the moment, and we all know that, with photons, if you put the one through a prism and it's millions and billions of miles away from the next photon, sorry, that has been left the same place, it will instantaneously move and direct in the same direction. There's a communication there. There's an instant communication. And I think the beings that we are trying to communicate with understand this, and they have this instant communication. How about, as an experiment, we kind of like team up for one evening where we do this kind of thing where you would knock and see if we can hear a response. You
Yeah.
call out, and vice versa. Do you think that might be quite a cool thing to do?
Sure. I love that. That'd be cool. Definitely. And another thing I was just thinking as you were saying that that Bigfoot don't actually pick up wood and hit trees with it. They do it by their mouth, and it sounds the same. So that when somebody else goes out there into the woods and smacks a tree with a piece of wood, it's either them relaying a warning that you shouldn't be here. We have, clan in this area. And then, gosh, then they're able to do a lot of sounds, even mimicking voices. Even somebody that there was a woman that I'd heard of, and she thought that her husband was out of town, but she could hear something from the wood line saying, "Hey, I'm down here. Come here, honey. I'm hurt." And mimicking his voice, and she knew it wasn't him because she had talked to him recently. So there's a lot of things they can do, but I think a lot of that. I think they know that we're out there messing around. I think that's why people don't get as many answers as they think they are. You know, and so yeah, I would love
But
to
what,
try that experiment.
Dan,
Yeah.
what does that say to you, Dan, though? You know that you just said about that Bigfoot account, right? And
Uh-huh.
and it was mimicking the voice. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
it sounded just like the voice. How many times in the paranormal world have you heard the same kind of story where people have gone into a room and they've heard a disembodied voice, and that disembodied voice has been like this entity which has sounded, I mean, we've all had it in the past where, like, we might have been in a house and you say to your partner, "What did you want?"
Yeah.
"What do you mean? What are you talking about, Phil?" "Well, you called me, didn't you?" "No, no, I didn't." And we've
Yeah.
all had that. But in paranormal world, when you go, there's lots of occasions where you get this, it's playing, this kidding around, this like calling out, mimicking people that see the crossover that happens between cryptids and paranormal. It's
I think
very,
so.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
fascinating.
I've gotten so many different stories like that from the others in the community, that there's always a little bit off, and I think that's
Mm.
kind of something that they have to stick with. Otherwise, I don't know, I guess people might get hurt or something like that. But I've heard that actually probably 5 or 6 times now, where it's you called me into the room and then they come from another room and say,
Yeah.
weren't you just in there? No, I was in there. So yeah, that's
Odd. Odd.
interesting. Yeah. But I mean, it could happen, definitely. But I think there's got to be a little bit of a difference somewhere. Like again, with Paul, when he was saying that they have to warn you first. So it would be something like, well, it's just a little bit off from what our other voice would say to somebody, but it's noticeable enough to, if you pay attention, you'll hear these wood knocks, and it'll sound like a cork bat on on a tree. But these are all their mimicking voices, which is really, that's interesting. That's another question in theory that I would love to find out sometime. So, but yeah, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Colin was we were talking, some time back about like wood knocks, and we both agree you can't mimic that sound.
No, I mean,
It's hard.
Yeah, well, that's another one of those things that I've heard over the years, where it's, that, oh man, I lost my thought. Oh, just interesting things that I've heard throughout the years. Like, there's a reason that the Sasquatch can hit those higher frequencies, and that their howls are longer. Well, we can't do that, but if you've got twice the lung size, and and you can also, they've also said that they breathe in and speak and breathe out and speak, where we have to breathe in, and then the only way we can speak is after we've talked through it. So, but that's another one of those things where it's just, where do you get that? But it makes sense.
So I believe I've heard Dogman. I've heard it speak, and it sounds very deep, very low, and very robotic.
I think that's what Paul had told me one time too. That's interesting.
That's how it sounded to me, and I've heard it about for half a dozen times now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
We've got a question right from Ready Steady Retro. A couple of borderline believer. Oh, a couple.
Close friends of man had an extreme, realistic, and knowledgeable dream of Sasquatch after me telling them stuff. Anyone had experience of this? Sorry, you were struggling, Phil.
Yeah, thank you, mate. I know.
Kind of do, and this happened probably right before Christmas last year, and I was researching, and I went to bed, and had this horrible dream that I was standing out in a forest I've never seen before, and as I pulled the bushes apart, that Dogman snapped right at my face. I mean, within like half inch. And I jumped awake, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's crazy. It was like almost gonna get me, and it was drooling on my arms. And I went like this to my arms, and there was some sort of like drool on them. Well, I've got 2 dogs, but when I woke up that quick, I could hear bipedal footsteps running and opening the front door and then closing it. I doubt it was a dog, man, but it was enough to see what a lot of the people that with PTSD are getting. I mean, even if you had a normal dog, like one of my Chihuahuas, and it's barking at your face to the point where you think you're going to get bit, that could be a traumatic experience, and you could end up having horrible nightmares about Chihuahuas. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a weird saying. I kind of mentioned that on one of my groups, and they said, "Oh my gosh, you're going to see one," and I'm like, "All right, let's go." I mean, here it is, July. So
Yeah.
it's been a while, but interesting. Just really one of the most realistic dreams I've ever had. That to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you? Oh, you got chihuahuas as well, have you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We got a little guy. He's not doing all great, but Lori and I, what we instead of trading each other Christmas gifts, we just say we'll save it and we'll go out and find a dog that is about to be put down.
Yeah.
Because once they get just no room for them, they start putting the older ones down, or oh, this one is not going to be adopted. It's been here for this many years. So we've probably rescued 10, 15 dogs, and
Well
they've
done,
all
Dan,
just
well done.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
it's just incredible dogs. And I got a little Maltese that has to go to work with Lori because of the fact that you walk out the door 2 seconds later, she's howling under the door. You know, where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Yeah.
And then she gets the little Chihuahua that's
Yeah.
he's 7 pounds. Then then now you have the fire department, the police drive by, and then they're both howling at the same. So it's crazy, but they're a blast. But a lot of
They're,
the have
I
to
love them.
do with similar things that people have said about Dogman. You know, just these weird little. I can't even think of what one of them would be right now, but very similar traits that wolves have, that the Dogman do, and that's I've loved wolves for years, and so
Dicker.
it makes sense, right? It's pretty close, and another thing that I was going to say was, you know, I agree with. Oh gosh, now I forgot his name. Dogman Encounters, Vic.
Yeah,
And
bit Cundiff.
yeah, Vic Cundiff. And I agree. 90% of the encounters, maybe even more, that have had encounters with dogmen, they scare you within an inch of your life. And then as you're freaking out, they turn around and walk away. But then they turn around and they grin at you. And that just kind of makes it
Yeah.
unsettling. And I get
Yeah.
that all the time. I get that from
Yeah.
probably 100 people over the past 5 years. So
Yeah.
it's snarl, but it's more of a smile, like I got you. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
one of those things. But I agree, it's not going to kill you and eat you while you're standing there. It's one of those. I think
Well,
it's a power thing.
It almost gives it. I've been witness to that myself.
Yeah.
And I was very young. I was about 8 years old at the time, but it's instilled a sense of fear, but I couldn't move. I wanted to, and I should have done, but I couldn't. I just had to keep watching it, and it
Yeah.
had this grin, which you never forget. You never forget it ever. And it's a grin. It's a grin. I mean, our dogs.
And even then, it's what do you do with that? You know what I mean? It's interesting because you've never seen it before, and it's not an animal that you would normally recognize for doing that. And then it scares the hell out of you to the point where it comes around and it's basically laughing at you as it's walking away. So I could understand the fascination with that, but being scared like a paralyzation. So I wonder if it had to do with the infrasound, because that's what the tires use.
Yeah, I think. Do you know? I honestly, I think the infrasound is a thing. You know, you get the you know, like people have spoken about the Osborne effect, and then you get this kind of, you know, with infrasound. It does have a physiological effect on us. The effect is usually one of that's been documented. One of fear. and wanting to run, and uneasiness, sickness, all of these sort of feelings. The thing that gets me though is its motive. It's not so much what it does, as its motive. What is the motive behind? It's not for communication. When I've heard the voice, I'll be honest with you, it's always warned me. It's either said,
They have to
beware,
warn you ahead.
yeah, Phil, beware, or leave, or go now. And it's only
Yeah.
happened about half a dozen times in my life. And I'm, even though I look like I'm in my 30s, believe me, Dan, I am 59
Yeah.
this year. But
51.
all right. Yeah, December the 7th, but I only accept presents if they're wrapped. But it's
Yeah.
it's just it's a strange thing to do. It's like it's part and parcel, like the alien abductions. Every alien abduction doesn't end well, does it?
No. And I've talked to Travis a couple of times, Travis Walton.
Yeah. Are you spoken
And
to him?
yeah. In fact, I was coming back to California from Crypticon, where he had just spoke, and he was with his son, and he basically said the same thing. It never turns out like you want it to, it's violating, and it's the same with Dogman. Basically, it scares the hell out of you, turns around and walks away and smiles. It's antagonistic. So and it could be that there's a dog's idea and a human's idea together, but to the point where you don't expect either to come from a dog that has a human body, but it'll scare you because you've never seen that before. And there's two of them, and they're in between where you are and where a dog is. So yeah, I mean, I can totally see that. So you've seen on many occasions, you said?
No, I've seen the Type 2 once. I saw a Dogman figure, and it's I was only very young, and I was in a bedroom window, and I was looking down, and I saw it in the garden, and it was looking up at me, and it had like yellow eyes, and it looked like as if it was talking to me. I couldn't hear it because there was glass in the way, but it had a smile about it. Before it left, it had a smile about it. It drew a smile. It drew a smile.
Yeah.
But it looked like it was talking as it was looking directly up at the window. And the most absurd, unbelievable part was like I've only ever heard it twice before with other people. It was wearing clothes.
Yeah, that's so funny you say that, because I was just talking to Vic about that. I sent him a message and I said, your last person with the encounter said it was wearing jeans and a shirt.
Yeah.
And I messaged him, I said, hey, on how many occasions have you heard of them wearing clothes? And he said that he had heard it a couple of times. And so we were going to do that with one of our independent research groups, say, hey, you've seen a Dogman, and then you've seen a werewolf, as the difference of the two. And we still haven't gotten around to it. And I said, oh, well, I'll tell you in a bit, Vic, when I know more. And I've got 2 teams now, and neither one of us have even had a chance to look into it. So, but
I've had a few reports done.
Yeah. Well,
Even one had an earring in.
Yeah, no kidding. I haven't heard that one. Wow.
Yeah.
Makes you think on.
Doesn't it? That's what I mean.
Yeah, so many different aspects of something that's been around for 10,000 years, and that's just documented.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. There's so many weird quirks that,
Absurd.
yeah,
Absurd. It's all
yeah,
absurd. It doesn't make sense. It's
it
it's
doesn't.
crazy. It's crazy. It's like as if it is done in that way, though, Dan.
Yeah. That's, it's between a human emotions smiling at you as it walks away, and then you have a dog that's got a head, but it's also got an intelligence about it too. Like some dogs do, especially larger dogs. They have this sense, so that when you're here, Dogman's here, and dog's down here, you freak
Yeah.
out because it's got a mind of its own now. So it can attack you, it can kill you, or it could smile at you and walk away. It's too many things
Yeah.
up in the air, which
It
makes it
is.
kind of weird. Yeah. So
How did
yeah.
how did Travis Walton? How did you find him? Did you find him? With his account, has it affected him greatly?
Oh yeah.
Still,
Oh yeah. And I asked him too. I said, if you've had this feeling, then why do you go to conferences and speak about it? And he said, well, that's because that's an awareness type thing. And basically, it's not going to matter because he is so well known across the world, and he's got his own movies that he's had. It was something in the sun, something like that. I can't remember what it was, but a movie that he had done. He's had another movie done about him. Um, I don't think one way or another it's going to affect him. As I imagine with PTSD, it would. But I mean, worldwide, people saying, on different continents saying this guy was abducted and went through the whole gamut. Um, is it's kind of it was weird because his son was there too. So, but people knew who he was because 10, 15 people came up to him and said, "Hey, can we have an autograph and a picture?" And I'm like, how did they know who this guy is? And oh yeah, we love the movie and this and that, and we've talked here and this. He's one of the most famous abducted people, ever.
oh yeah, he is. Yeah, no, he is. I'd love to talk to him. I'd love to
Yeah,
talk to him.
yeah.
As
He's, I mean, he was so down to earth too. So it's
yeah,
kind of interesting, but he's a regular guy, just had this one twist in his life. So it
mm.
depends, but he seems like a pretty good guy.
We've got to wrap up soon, but just one
Yeah.
quick one. Do you believe that as with Travis Walton, that if you have one experience, be it UFO, abduction, Dogman, paranormal, that if you have one experience, that it then further opens up a wider gate for other experiences to happen? Do you think that happens?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. In fact, one of the things they talk about is if you see a Sasquatch, in the next coming days, you're going to see more and more and more. So it's basically you alien abduction or Sasquatch Dogman. The more frequented you are having more experiences with different entities, so more of you'll start to see ghosts. Kind of run into Dogman. You'll see a UFO, and that all happens like the universe trusts them now. You've seen a Dogman. He didn't say anything. He didn't freak out. Here, let's do a UFO next time, or let's spirit beings and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think that it's all tied in, like you had asked before too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I do agree. I think it is all tied in. It's just getting the key to what that tie is, and it's what is the
Yeah.
and
And
we're
we
the
may never know. We get to
we're
heaven
the
and say,
key.
"Hey, what the heck is this thing?"
No, Dan, I honestly do strongly believe the further I go into this, the further I think we're the key. We are the key. We're it. It's
Yeah.
something which, I mean, there's no, there's a reason why they instill such fear. There's a reason why these aliens abduct us and uh, uh, torture us, for want of a better expression. And I've spoken to Colin about this, and I said to Colin, "It's like it's strange that we keep saying, come on down, come on down." Well, and every time they do, and every time they do take somebody, it's trauma.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
trauma. It's not good. It never really ends well that I know of. And all these entities, they have that trait. They have that trait of wanting to instill fear. Why? Well, maybe they want our souls. Maybe. I've heard that before. But it's an odd thing though, Dan. It's a very
Yeah.
odd thing. And you are right, it is all connected, but what the end goal is, I don't know. I'd love to find out, but hopefully
Me
we'll
too.
get there.
Yeah.
Hi, Rox.
Hi.
It is.
Hi.
Must be.
It is getting quite late, guys. I'm
Yes.
getting messages
No.
saying,
Well, not for
"Oh
me, of
my
course.
god, it's this time," and I thought I'm a bit late. I have been here doing a bit of putting the questions up and stuff, but it was my granddaughter's leavers play. And they were left, and they're all in floods of tears at the end because they just realised that they were not seeing each other because they're all going off to different schools in September.
Oh yeah.
But the play was fantastic. Anyway, I've been putting up some questions, and people are saying that it is getting quite late. And just wanted to say it's such a fantastic chat that
Oh, definitely.
we should do another one.
Definitely, yeah. Because I mean, you guys are like right on point too with some of the things that I've heard of reported and whatnot. So it's fascinating to see that somebody else has seen a certain side of what happens with
Yeah.
cryptids. So yeah.
And I think also as a leaving note, I think also, do you know, Dan and Cole, I hope you agree with this. Do you know that experiment of
Yeah.
101? I think we should organise that.
That's good. Yeah.
I may start a joint chat on Messenger so that we can all sort of like with Cole, maybe Ian, yourself, and your colleagues, and we can kind of instigate some kind of like experiments where they're and encapsulate the paranormal and cryptid all together and see if we
Yeah.
can't get something positive out of it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and I'll have you guys on too, because we're going to start
for an experiment type of
Sorry?
thing, just for an experiment itself, as a standalone thing, is just such a fascinating idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And there's so many hidden away secrets that they still have that we'll never figure out. So
Yeah, I agree.
but,
All right. Well, if you'd like to mention again, please, Dan, your Facebook pages, that'd be great.
I have one with Cryptid Wrangler, and then I wrote these up this morning because I knew I was going to forget them. And then I have a Wrangler Phenomenon, which is UAP, UFO, Aliens, or Reptilians group. And then another one that we have is Wrangler Paranormal, Supernatural, Elemental, and Phenomenon. So
You try saying them when you're sober.
and I still keep getting them. Oh, you should do conspiracies. Oh, you should be religion, and I'm like, let's stick with 3. So, but I do like that I can do something different in my groups. Like Colin, he knows I've got 30 Wrangler experts that you can ask questions. I have counselors for people. Yeah, and people, I give them free counseling from people with mental health professions. So it's just fun to be able to turn things around and do the regular group, but be able to change it enough to where it regulates with people. So so
no, for sure. Listen, thank you very much for coming on, and we shall do a part 2. I will start a group chat with Cole and yourself, so at some point in the future we can, very soon, hopefully this summer, we can kind of like get together and try some things out.
Definitely. It's nice to be able to talk to you guys too at this time.
Good to see you again.
I've been trying to get into it for a while.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah. I've got some experiments which you might find interesting, Dan. New experiments I've been working on, so you might find them quite interesting. So I'll start a group chat. But other than that, listen, thank you very much for coming on. I do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You take care. God bless. Bye. Cole, brilliant chat.
Yep.
What an interesting guy.
Like Dan, he's a fantastic guy, amazing guy. To be honest,
I honestly think you should have him back on.
For sure. He's just on point. He's absolutely on point himself. He's and he's got that brain where he's like he's got that brilliant way of thinking where he's like you can see his cogs going over, trying to work it out as he's sort of as he's hearing everything. He's trying to work it out as we do.
he's had a lot of trauma in his life.
Well, you try and work it out, Cole. I just sort of glaze over, but
he's always there. He's always on top of his damn.
Anyway, guys, we are still live. We've not finished. Just like to say to everybody, actually, it's been what I've seen of it. It's been fantastic. The chat seems to have been absolutely handled wonderfully by Dawn and Kate. I'd just like
remember,
to say Daniel was so fantastic. And
my video is live right now. It's actually live.
It's live. It's out there.
So check it out on YouTube. It is live out there. Me in a screaming woods, alone, with a crap torch, looking for Dogman.
Did you come back?
What?
Did you come back?
Yeah.
Are you?
And
Yeah.
Great. Wow.
And Cole, you can find Colin on The Dark 66 YouTube. Check him out. Yeah, check him out. I enjoyed that, Cole. I hope you check out my video. Have a look at it.
Yeah, it will be tonight. I'll have to do it tomorrow. Will it be? I'm absolutely whacked.
If I go to all the trouble that I am going out there in the woods thinking Cole loved this, he'll be the eager beaver watching this. And
I might.
And the hours of it.
But I might tune in and watch a bit.
All right, no worries, but it might send you off to sleep. You never know.
Be very careful with the phone though, because you find when you fall asleep, it just could go.
I've done that, a few times. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to take myself off because I've got to go on to the chat in the other video. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you for everyone that's tuned in. I appreciate you, and I hope you've taken something away with you from this. With Colin, Ian, Daniel, it's been marvelous, but I'm out of here. Thank you very much, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, wrong one. Hang on. A minute. Where am I? Oh, I'm up here.
There you go. Right. Colin, you're still here. So I'm going to say good night. Thank you for everything. And it's just been a great evening. And
it's been good. Yeah, it's been good.
See ya.
Yeah, part 2. We need to do part 2.